cheers to episode 144.
Cheers.
Marissa gave it away,
Water.
but 3 Scrooges Winter Ale for our listeners from Griffin Claw Brewing Company. It's heavy. 5% alcohol, though.
You don't like it.
I couldn't drink more than 2.
So that's
in one sitting. Ooh, I'm only at 20% uploaded. Must be a bad Wi-Fi day at the residence. 17%. Can you guys even hear me and see me?
Yeah. I'm just looking at everyone's percentage. Evan, 99. Alex, 99. Grant, 14.
Oh, I'm at 12. Feels
because
11.
Evan and I pay for our internet, and Grant is poor.
I don't miss my bills. Evan, what are you drinking? You say water? Alex, water.
Evan, are you
144.
muted still?
He's eating. Evan's eating.
We want to hear that chewing ASMR.
Evan has been grinding all day coaching ref basketball, which I'm sure we'll get to.
Coaching ref basketball.
Sorry.
Reffing basketball.
Reffing youth basketball. My head's in a blender for people listening because I've been trying to plan Rose Bowl logistics, and I'm in a million different places. And it was a busy weekend for work. I really haven't had much of an off season this weekend, so we're pedaled. I haven't even watched, hand up for our listeners, I didn't even watch the Michigan game. I've seen like 3 plays of it. So,
I didn't either, so I'm not your guy for that game.
Wow, maybe we'll just barely even talk about that game because I just didn't.
I mean, it was ass. I turned it off. It was terrible to watch.
And I had to speed through the Lions game because I started at 2:30, but I saw it all on replay. How does this work? Give me a second.
I forgot what you need to say.
I didn't have my stuff pulled up. Welcome
you
in.
usually just walk us through the show. You have
Welcome in.
You don't remember? This is like 120 episodes, and you don't remember your intro?
My brain is in a blender right now.
Let's postpone the show. It's
welcome.
A bad one.
I think it'll be good. No prep, just seat your pants, hot takes. Welcome to the #1 sports podcast in the state of Michigan, all around sports podcast. Best place to hear about Michigan State, Lions, Pistons, Red Wings, Tigers, you name it. We talk about it all. We don't just specialize in one of them. Today is Sunday, December 3rd, 2023, 8 p.m. on the dot Eastern time. That means 7 p.m. on the dot Central time. And shout out to listener Cody with a K for this beautiful stat. He texted me midweek. He said, it's episode 144 of Shot of Michigan Sports, and team 144 of Michigan football has a chance to win the Big Ten title. If that is not harmonization, I don't know what is. That is something.
Right. No comment. That's
he said, I'm just texting you this because I don't think Alex or Evan would appreciate that stat.
correct. Yep. We do not care.
Is it kind of crazy, though, that
No.
that ever since we started the show, Michigan's won the Big Ten every year?
No.
Do you guys regret starting the podcast?
Kind of sucks, to be honest.
Well, yes, because I don't like doing the podcast. But
Actually, we were better than you in 2021, so it doesn't even matter that year.
yeah, we did beat you.
Asterisk for you
So
guys.
let's not forget.
Head to head.
Still the last Big Ten team to win against Michigan.
Crazy. That's
It's a testament to how good of a program we have in East Lansing.
and podcast that we had the power to. I don't believe in jinxes, but I'm just saying.
Well, you know what this means.
Next year's the last year of the podcast.
No, Michigan will probably never win ever again as long as we do the podcast. 144, it all matched up. 145 can't match up. It's over. This is the end. So you better hope you win this year.
Nah, boy, do I hope they win this year.
Boy, do I not.
What are we going to talk about on this show? I bet you can't guess. We're going to talk about college football, the hottest topic in the country going. Even my mom had opinions on the college football playoff selection committee. That's how far this has spread throughout the country. We'll get into that, our thoughts on it. I have a crazy stat about Nick Saban's Alabama Tide in the playoffs, so stay tuned for that. And then we have NFL recap of the week, including your Lions getting to 9-3 versus the Saints. And then I have miscellaneous written down. We do have some listener questions left in the bank from last couple weeks. So we'll see how much time. If we're on the 2-hour mark, which we have been recently, then we're not going to get to miscellaneous. But if we're shorter, then we can touch a couple of those.
I think it's going to be shorter this week.
I think that too, Alex. I feel like we're starting to wind down. I mean, college football consumes our lives.
There's been a lot of hot topics the last 4 weeks, so I think.
And hand up. Sometimes I try not to get into too many of my takes over text, but that went out the window this weekend. I think every single take that we've had in our brains has been in a text message this week. So
I spent a little too much time in the group chats this weekend.
Any look on screen time of how much you were in your messages app? Because mine's probably disgusting.
I can tell you. I'm sure it's pretty bad.
As always, before we get into our topics, please rate and review on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, all the platforms. Please share it with a friend, share the show, post to your story so that people see it. That's all we ask of you. Don't forget to submit questions whenever you would like using the phone number that we have, or just DM us or add us on any social media, because we will add the questions to our show sheet that we'll answer tonight. With that all being said, we'll start where we always start, with Alex rocking the American Hurley hat. That's pretty sharp. What did you do this week? Post Thanksgiving week.
Spent 3 hours on my messages yesterday.
I'm at 2 hours just today.
I'm at 1 hour and 11 today. What did I do? Since when?
I don't know. I didn't update the date.
Okay. Well, what did I do last week? I don't really remember anything during the week. That was
We did it last Monday. We recorded it last Monday, FYI.
Thank you.
Long time.
That helps.
I think I'll just skip to the weekend. I can't think of anything I did.
November 27th.
Friday. I'll just skip to Friday. Friday. I went to a bar. It was played beer pong for the first time in a while.
Name
of the bar? Texas Tailgate.
Texas Tailgate. Welcome.
They had a nice outdoor seating with big projectors with games on. So Washington, Oregon, pretty cool.
Oh, we lost the host.
Hello,
Alex. You're back.
Hello.
I never left on my screen.
No, you're back.
You were frozen.
You're back. Yeah.
Interesting.
Projectors Friday night.
Pac-12 championship game.
Oh, yeah, it was so good.
It was a great game.
Naughty game.
So, played beer pong. I was a little rusty, I'll be honest. But good news, I still have it when the final cup hits. I'm just automatic. With a final cup. It's still true.
That's what they say about Alex. He's a finisher.
Did not lose. So, undefeated.
It's so funny, Evan.
just good comedy.
Similar to Grant's beer, I had a Christmas beer as well. I don't remember what it was called, but it's pretty good. But the guy told me, because I asked the bartender, I was like, it's kind of weird in Texas how you guys just there's never any domestic beers. It's just all your own beers. Because the same thing happened here. The only ones they had was Michelob and Bud Light. And then the rest were Texas beers. So I was like, yeah. So I don't know what any of these are. I'm not from here. He's like, oh, well, gotta try this Christmas beer. I was like, what's a Christmas beer? And he's just
eggnog.
He's just imagine you're sitting by the fire. It's chilly outside. You just want a nice cold lager. I'm like, yeah, sure, man. I'll take that. Pretty good.
Isn't it 65 degrees though?
72.
Yeah, nothing screams Christmas lager on the fire like 72-degree Texas heat.
I also am having a hard time now that it's December getting into a Christmas mood here, because it just doesn't look like Christmas at all. Just sunny and 70. It just doesn't feel the same. So it doesn't even feel like December for me. It's very weird.
And you're a Scrooge to begin with, so it's hard for you to already get into the spirit.
Right. Right. I do not have Christmas decorations, for the record. I don't really think I plan on getting any.
Damn.
I mean, it's already December 3rd. So that was Friday, Saturday. Did
Football.
not do anything. Did not do anything. I went to the gym.
Football.
That was it. I watched a lot of football. And then today was a big get right day. Just a lot of stuff that I have been pushing off that I needed to do. Like I had like a pile of boxes that I just had not taken care of since I moved. Just like a pile of cardboard
What?
boxes
Since you moved?
since I moved into this apartment. Just like, you buy a bunch of stuff on Amazon that you need and they just keep coming and you're like, oh, I'll take all the boxes down once I'm done ordering stuff. And then I was just like piling them up and then there were so many. And I was like, yeah, I can't carry all of these in one trip. So I'm not in the mood to make 5 trips to the dumpster. So finally did that today. So boxes are clear. It was rough.
You were on your last pair of clean underwear, I bet.
I did have to do some laundry. I did not have any clean underwear when I woke up this morning.
I knew it.
But I have a washer now, so it's pretty easy to just do laundry. Did that. Also, my washer broke. I don't know if I ever mentioned that. I think I did. But the maintenance guys just came into my apartment in the middle of the day during the week without me there and like blew a hole through the wall in my closet. So there's just a big hole. It's like Wednesday. I'm like, can I use my washer? Like, I don't know. No one said anything. Go to try to use my washer. The water was off. So I spent like 30 minutes trying to figure out why it wouldn't turn on. The washer would turn on, but like it wouldn't fill. I'm like, what's going on? This makes no sense. Figured out how to turn the water on. And then Friday, I got home and the hole in the wall was repaired and fixed and it smelled like paint. And I'm like, do these people just go in my apartment without asking? Like no one even mentioned it. They were just. So
Do they leave a note?
No.
Well, that's
Nothing.
weird because that happens like in Minnesota. You usually can like in the maintenance request. It's like do you
I didn't make
consent
a
to
maintenance
people just
request.
Oh well, you run a loose and fast operation over there.
So I'm a little concerned. It doesn't
I'd be
appear
a little
anything is
concerned, too.
stolen, but it's interesting. And then I got Evan's carne asada from Chipotle this weekend because he talks about it so often. So I had to try it. It was okay.
Did they have rice this time?
They did have rice.
Hell yeah! Never forget that
Not a
corporate
shit show.
sellout.
That guy sucked.
Evan, your week.
All right. First game was on Tuesday at home.
Mhm.
Got a win.
Yes.
Comeback victory.
What are you laughing at, Alex?
Yes.
And then
Yes.
the rest of the week was pretty low key, just work and everything.
Pretty chill.
Friday,
Low key, pretty chill.
Low key chill.
I didn't do much.
Sec, bro.
Friday watch football. Saturday had a all you can do just football buffet. It's such a peaceful, relaxing day.
Talk us through this day, Evan.
Yeah, walk us through it.
I woke up, got to sleep in for the first time in like what seemed like 3 weeks.
That's a good question, actually. I have. What is sleeping in for us at this age?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Anything past what I have to wake up during the week is sleep.
But like, what would you say is like, if like someone our age slept until what time that you'd be like, dude, what's wrong with you?
Oh, anything past like 9:30.
That was my cutoff. I slept until 9:30 both days. So at 9:30 is like the latest I'm in bed.
I slept in on Saturday and I slept in till 8:30, and I was like, oh gosh, I'm so.
I was gonna say, I don't know if I'm capable of sleeping till past 9:30 anymore.
if you're in
even
bed
if I wanted
past, if you're in bed past 10 a.m., you're a child.
It's just a little like if you're still not out of bed, it's pretty weird.
Yeah.
And then I
8:30 wake up.
made breakfast.
Sober, like hungover. Wrong bite. Sorry.
My bad.
Any
I
hangover
was-
on Saturday morning?
No, I was not. I was completely sober.
I didn't know if you had a beverage during the Washington game.
No, I saved it for Saturday. And then I woke up, had breakfast, had to go get groceries. Got to do that.
Got to.
What store? What store?
I went to Meijer.
You drove all the way to Meijer.
Yeah, I'm not spending $2,000 at Bushes. I'm not doing that.
$2,000. What do you need?
Alex, it'd be double. I had to get some like
A Rose
pans and
Bowl
stuff.
flight.
I had to get some pans and stuff, and that
Bush's
They don't
is a
have that
bunch of
there.
shit. No
they,
offense.
they
to anyone
mark
who
up their
works there.
prices and everything. So
Yeah.
then I had to go pick up my desk that is I'm currently on.
Where'd you
I
get
was
the
at
desk?
my parents' house. And then came home and watched the afternoon slate of games.
What was the
So
beverage?
I watched the Alabama Georgia game. I had some Sparty parties.
How many
left over from
Sparty
last
parties
week?
Are we talking?
It
seemed like you were
almost
a little
embarrassed.
intoxicated.
I was buzzed, but I was only buzzed off of like 2 of them. I had 4 of them total. And I'm like, after I finished like the second one, it was like hitting me, and I was like, dude, I gotta finish dinner, and I gotta put this desk together that's laying in my room.
So
It
I
hit me
think
hard
Solo
and
got
fast.
up on accident. That is adulting. That's adulting right there.
Let's finish dinner. Was fantastic in my opinion. Homemade soup,
The hamburger.
Cheeseburger.
bacon cheeseburger
Cheeseburger.
soup.
Oh,
Looked good.
And then
Looked like diarrhea
Yeah.
in a pot.
thanks. And then the evening, I didn't really care to watch the evening games. I kind of was flipping back and forth while I was building my desk. And then today,
Whoa!
I had to.
What time did you go to bed? Just out of his parents' house, Evan. I'm just curious if his lifestyle's changed at all.
What time did I go to? Well, I was building
Ice
my
cream
desk
for dinner.
like at night, and it took me a lot.
Do you
longer
have
than I was
ice cream in the
expecting.
freezer?
There's ice cream in the freezer right now.
An Evan
Salted
Campbell
caramel from
staple.
Hudsonville.
Not a caramel guy.
I don't
You gonna
remember
have some
what time I
before
went
bed
to bed.
tonight?
It was like so. Florida State just got the interception in the end zone,
Yes, it
and then they
is.
punted, and Louisville got the ball back and like had 2 terrible. I don't remember. The
Did
game
you
was
watch
Louisville-
that game?
Question.
Yeah, I was watching that game
Are you going to have ice cream before you go to bed tonight?
tonight. No, because I have to wake up at 4:30.
oh.
That's
To think people don't subscribe to this show that we're doing this and Evan has to be up at 4:30 a.m.
4:30 is too early.
Basketball practice?
Got to open up the gym.
Oh my gosh, I do not.
What?
I did that for
Monday,
4:30?
Wednesday. I gotta be there by like 5:30, 5:45. Wake up, shower, eat
I'm
breakfast.
rolling
get-
out at 5:15 of bed. Out.
Yeah,
So
and you're
I like
finishing
eating
last in the
breakfast.
SEC.
I have to get my coffee in. I have to get all my stuff ready for school, so I can take my stuff with me.
You could do that now.
And I could after this, and then after so that was Saturday
6
night.
hours of sleep.
I woke up and refed basketball all day.
Again.
I had 12 games today. First game started
Dude, that's
at
insane.
9. Last game started at 6.
That's insane. Where do you ref at?
What is
I already
the
said
High
that.
school.
what's the
High
billables
school.
on this?
25 a
always
game.
on the paycheck.
How much a game?
25 a game.
You did 12 games.
Yeah, it pays too well to not do it. Like I hate myself every Sunday evening. Like I hate my body right now. My legs hurt. My ankles hurt.
You need new shoes. Good thing you have
Correct.
money now.
Good thing I can't afford it.
Yeah, you can.
And then so like it's too good of money to not do it, so I
$300
just do it every
today.
Sunday. Correct.
Now stop pocket watching.
That's pretty solid.
That was nice though.
Through like a third party like refing. Technically, I'm an official ref, so I'm like my name's registered through like a what do you want to call it? A hiring app
Firm?
/ website thing.
You're in a database.
Correct.
Have you thought about taking this to the collegiate level?
No, God no.
But
Kinda
Evan, you
sick
could do
if
a
you
better
became
job
the
than
next,
the
like,
fucking
Bo
bums that do
Borowski.
it.
Huh?
You could do a better
Do a
job
better
than those
Yeah.
bums.
I thought about doing high school.
Or
I enjoy coaching.
you
too
would be
much.
just as bad, and I would be cursing your name on TV.
Correct. But everybody would know my name in the country, so that's funny. Like, we know Kelly Pfeiffer. I know Courtney Green.
You know these
Bobrovsky.
people because you have a big issue with them. I would not know these people without you.
Kelly Pfeiffer is the guy that.
Oh, I know who he is, Evan. You sent many pictures.
you know him too. You're just as bad as me.
No, Evan. If I went back and searched Kelly Pfeiffer on my phone, I'd probably have 20 texts from you about it.
Correct.
I talked to one kid at Butler whose dad is a MLB umpire, and he was explaining like there's a whole school in like college just to be an umpire in the MLB.
Oh, baseball is different. Baseball, they like,
crazy intricate.
I don't know if you're on that side of TikTok, Grant, but there's like a MLB umpire like camp during spring
I've seen
training.
it.
God,
It's freaking crazy.
Oh my
They're all
God.
lined up in the outfield, and they're like, "All right, guys, we're practicing our out calls." They're all just lined up, and then it's out, and there's literally like 200 people doing the same thing.
Dude, it's actually crazy. You should look it up.
I will.
I wouldn't want to do baseball. I would not want to do baseball.
Baseball would be terrible. That's a lot of standing for a long
And a lot of
I'm just saying,
games,
it's like
dude.
one mistake in a baseball
And
game could cost
boring.
you the game.
So
Or like
boring.
basketball, you could technically it could cost you the game towards the end of the game, but like
Basketball
you miss a foul
too, you
like in
could
the first
also-
half, does it really matter? No.
you could bet on the games, and then you could like make calls to
What's his name? Tim Donahue. Tim Donahue.
Tim Donahue.
Whatever that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good it's a Netflix documentary.
Dude, you guys would make so
Right.
much money off of my ass. Be like, oh, Evan's calling this game tonight.
Well, it's pretty easy when
The
we
Teddy
see,
Valentine.
Bo Borowski reffing. We always bet against Michigan State.
Correct. The Teddy Valentine thing. Always bet the home team if Teddy Valentine's doing the game.
What'd you do, Grant?
Me No, I'm
pumpkins.
apple picking's done. Did not carve pumpkins. Carve pumpkins.
Pumpkins.
Carve pumpkins. That's what my brain.
Your
just
brain
started
is
saying.
in a pretzel. You need sleep.
Carve
Pumpkins.
pumpkins is actually. That's actually hilarious. Monday we recorded, Tuesday nothing. Wednesday trivia night at Freddy's Bar in Clinton Township.
How was
Are
it?
you
It was-
now getting in on this? This is a new thing.
We've Marissa's cousin
You went
and
once.
her
I know.
husband. Yeah, they're our second. We kind of commit like maybe once a month and a half. So we had this on a calendar. We came in middle of the pack. That's where we come in usually. Like
Mm.
I'm looking at it right now to remember what I did this week. Trivia night. There was a tough question. There was another Olympics question, which was absolute BS for the sports category, but there was a NBA question. It was kind of tough. It was in the 1970s. What were the two franchises to win multiple NBA championships? I'm curious if you guys would feel good about any answers off the rip.
Trailblazers and Celtics.
It's not the truth.
You got one of them right.
Oh,
You got the Celtics.
Trailblazers,
That's
yeah.
what we got that right as well. You only had to get one
Celtics.
right to get points.
Sixers.
It was Celtics Knicks.
Knicks.
I had 19 wings. Buffalo bone in.
19. That was
Yeah, I had 19.
In public, in front of people? What's wrong with you? Have some respect.
Yeah. There was an order of 20. Marissa had one. I had some fries as well. 19. My record is 27. I've done 27 at Bar Coastal in New York, and those were delicious.
We ate there.
Yes, we did. Yeah, I did. I didn't eat like all day, and it was a work competition between this other kid who was challenging me, and I beat him by 3, and he threw up in the bathroom.
Jesus, dude.
Put him in a blender. He said he didn't throw up, but I'm pretty sure he threw up. I had 27. We
You
kept
need
it
to
down.
stop.
What?
Like, you just eat too much, dude. This is 2 weeks
That
in a
was
row
like-
you've come on here and said people are
Oh.
like,
That was like 4 years ago, though. 27.
the 19. You ate 19 chicken wings in front of people.
No, Grant, don't listen to Alex. I've come to this realization like the last couple of weeks is like we are not too old. Like if you want to go out and
We're
party,
not
and
too
get
old
the
to
4
eat
a.m.,
that
do
much.
it. Do it. No,
I agree.
If you want to eat and stuff your face as much as you want, do it right now. Do everything you can right now because eventually it's going to get taken away from you.
Eating 19 chicken wings at any age is absurd.
I'm ready to run through a brick wall.
I'm just jealous of it. That's why I said 19. I wish I could
can't.
eat 19
I
chicken
cannot
wings.
eat 19 chicken wings.
You guys could eat 19.
I would feel not good.
I didn't sleep well that night. I woke up
My
You're
stomach
sweat.
would be in a
Buffalo?
pretzel.
Mild buffalo.
I would be on the
Buffalo.
toilet every 35 minutes once I got home. I would. It's the truth.
Friday we went to this thing in downtown Rochester called the Kris Kringle Market. It's like, oh god, wait till I tell you what I ate Friday too. You guys are, you know what I ate Friday. I think Marissa sent you a picture, Alex, because it was just gonna.
It was on your
you.
face or something.
No, I had a bunch of Coney dogs on Friday night.
Oh, yeah. You said you smelled like an onion.
Yes, I did.
It's disgusting, dude. So you went 19 chicken wings and then you had 3 Coney dogs in the same week. That's a problem then if your body thinks that's normal for you.
Evan, are you tapping something or is that rain?
I am. That's me. My bad.
Okay, you're good. It just was distracting me in the background. Friday, Kris Kringle Market. It wasn't crazy. It was just a bunch of like vendors and little white tents, kind of like a Apple Pumpkin type deal, but Christmas stuff. There was though. I've never had this. It's called a cronut, KRONUT.
Yeah, croissant donut.
It is the best pastry I've ever had in my entire life.
Dude, you're so
That is
dramatic.
Bold.
The fact that you just declare things the greatest thing you've ever had. You say this about way too many foods.
I don't.
Like that pork chop you had. Or
It was
like
really
those little bread ball things you and Marissa like from that one place.
Oh, chicken bao. That's the best place to get chicken bao for sure.
Just like
That I've had.
every food you eat that's decent, you're like, this is the greatest thing I've ever eaten.
I want to find the place that made these because I want to find a picture, but it's like a square. So it's a square, not a circle like a donut. And it's like thicker bread. It's got some frosting on top, a little bit of sprinkles, which is fine with me. I don't really like sprinkles on that stuff. Just the volume of cream that they put in the donut. It's so good. And it's yeah, I knew I was going to laugh because you can't take anything seriously, but I'm trying to actually tell you about the way
how much cream there was?
I love cream filled, like a Boston cream donut is my favorite. Chocolate.
When I
custard,
have a
whatever.
Boston cream donut, I don't want it to be so much cream that it feels like I'm eating pudding.
No, the cream was oozing out of the sides like pudding. It was so good. It was delicious.
Hey, yo.
Yeah, I know people.
Hey, yo.
I know people don't like that. I understand people don't like that.
That's
stuff, but
gross.
It's really,
You're a
really
gross
good.
person.
I like mushy. I like mushy.
He likes pushing. He likes pushing pee.
No, mushy. I said mushy. Mushy.
All right, let's move on. You got anything besides food?
Back on the record, I will just say this: if we could ever do an uncensored version, I think we'd be like top 10 podcasts if we could just say whatever we wanted.
Probably. It'd be pretty funny. I'm sure when you listen back and you hear all the off-cut stuff, it's probably pretty funny.
Yeah, just know that was a top 7 derail right there. That was pretty bad. Kind of like the meme that got passed around during COVID. That's what I was picturing. Anyways, holiday party, football. Got home late on Saturday, so saw the end of the Michigan game. Stayed up too late. Woke up today. Mix of chores, some more work to finish things up with the holiday party, and then Lions football. And then now we're here and looked into some logistics for the Rose Bowl. That was pretty much it. So, with all that being said, let's start with college football. That's hot. It's peaking at it's the climax
down.
of the college football season. No, it's
Sunday Night
climax.
Football's on. House of Dragons
but
trailer
today-
came out.
Oh, my God.
When does that come out though?
Summer.
I will need to rewatch a little bit, or I'll probably watch a YouTube recap because I don't remember.
I don't
all
watch the whole
episodes
thing
off the top of
because,
my head.
why not?
Watch the whole thing. It's actually good television.
It's only one
Oh,
season,
shit,
Grant. You
yeah.
can't commit an hour a day or an
Six
hour a
episodes,
week.
isn't it? 8
There was a
episodes?
little too many failed pregnancies for my liking in the
Oof,
first
there
season.
there was a couple of those.
Big theme if we look back at that. I think we used to do recaps on the show, didn't we?
Yes. In
Yeah.
detail. And everyone would say that
Yeah.
your opinions were garbage because you don't watch Game of Thrones.
Yeah, people just try to discredit me because they think I cheated when it comes to the whole series, which is not true.
You did.
I mean, you still haven't seen Succession, have you? How's your list going of things you have to watch?
didn't watch
I don't
anything.
watch anything. I watch live sports. That's what I watch.
It's football season.
It's about to be college basketball season, so and reffing season, and that means Evan's not watching
Roughing
anything
season
ever.
ends on Super Bowl Sunday.
I know when you can watch
Mhm.
baseball season. That's your time.
Yeah. Tiger's got Kenta Maeda, though.
He's 33.
I can try to watch it in the summertime, Alex. I just get too busy in the summer.
It's fair. Who wants to watch
Too
TV
many
in the
pool
summer?
parties.
It's nice outside.
Correct.
Too many boat days. I think I'm gonna retire from gambling for a little bit when football season's done.
All right. You should do that, actually, Grant. You have a problem. Evan,
I mismanage my funds.
I have a question for you because you've been awfully quiet about it because you had a Sunday job. So
Supporting our country.
group
Thank
chats were pretty hot today, though.
I didn't read it all. I saw
know,
there was like
I know.
70 text messages.
This is good. This is good for the show.
I figured you wouldn't. Before the rankings came out, who did you think would be the top four, and who did you think deserved to be the top four?
Who did I think would be the top four? I thought.
What did you think
how
they
it
would
came
do?
Played out
You thought they would do
exactly how it played out. That's
that.
how.
And
I
what did
thought they would.
you?
I'm not trying to sound like an idiot or whatnot, but I just knowing what the committee has done in the past of leaving people out that have deserved it over others people. Did you honestly think that the committee would leave out an SEC champion?
Okay, that answers my question. Now, my second question: if you were the committee, what would your top four have been?
If I was the committee, my top four.
You're the committee. There's no one else on the committee. It's just you. You're
Just
picking
me.
the
I get to
playoff
pick the
games
top four.
in the order.
Holy shit. I get to pick the top four.
Yeah.
My top four would be one, Michigan. This is a hard job. I think I would just leave it how it is.
Come on, Evan. Ward Manuel can do it. You can do it too.
I think I honestly would leave it how it is because the committee backed themselves into corner when they just released their rankings every single week. Last week
Yeah.
they ruined it.
You think they should just
La-
wait until the final week and just drop it then? So we just have
That'd be
no
sick.
clue whatsoever what's happening.
Yeah, just you have an AP poll, everybody's ranked still. You have a coaches poll, everybody's ranked still. Well, we don't have to worry about it now. 'cause there's 12 teams.
that it is.
Yeah, because I don't know. My thing is the four best teams. Yes, you can argue Georgia's one of the four best teams. Yes, but somebody's going to get left out. Win your conference championship, you don't have to worry about it. Sorry. But the four best teams playing right now that hasn't lost. I know Florida State hasn't lost. Okay, but they're not playing good football currently. They squeaked out of the
They're a different football team.
Gainesville. Squeaked out of Gainesville with barely a victory, and then they had a snooze fest of a championship game. They had more punts than there were first downs in the first half of that championship game.
But top 20 win, though.
Sure.
Correct. Michigan
Not
was fighting
a
the
top
20
one.
against Iowa.
Not a top one win like Alabama had.
Not the
Yeah.
Now, Grant, let's
Um,
get to you because
Get to me.
there's a lot of bullshit going on.
well, there's bias. Yes, I get it.
I need
Yeah.
It would be
you to tell us.
Alex, we'd be the same way. We'd be. The
I
same.
know that's fine, but I need Grant to tell me with a straight face that he genuinely thinks that Florida State is better than Alabama and deserve to be in the playoff. And if not,
I don't think they're better than Alabama, but I think they have a case they deserve to be in the playoff. Those are
They
good
deserve
times.
to be in the playoff. They're not better than Alabama.
would you say or care any of that if Michigan was ranked like 11th? What would you
I
say
was-
if Michigan
I
was
do-
not even ranked?
I genuinely think because I think the whole SEC stuff is like I would like to see the chaos and the reaction of the SEC missing. So I was thinking that like if you put Ohio State, let's say Michigan lost and Ohio State was number one, I still or not even Ohio State because people say I'm biased. Let's say who's a team that I don't care about?
Clemson is number one.
Clemson's one. Like I still think I would sit here and be like, oh, Florida State does deserve to make the playoff. They went undefeated and won their conference. Like I still would have the same points that's what made this year so interesting is like the dynamic still exists with the committee either way, even if it wasn't Michigan. Obviously I'd prefer to play Florida State, but I still would have the same thoughts. I mean, I wouldn't make as many jokes about it or like be as much in the chat because it's not my team they're playing, but I still would see the same sides of the argument.
I mean, I think it's very clear the people that are upset about this are Florida State fans, Michigan fans, and then, another 25% of people or whatever. But it's very clear that Florida State's team it's not even remotely the same thing compared to the team we saw the first, 10 weeks or whatever. It's not the same. And so it's not fair. Like, it sucks. But, I don't know how you put them in over Alabama, who is also not the same team that lost to Texas.
It's just tough. Like, when the injury happened is the interesting part of this whole thing, because I put the tweet out there because I was generally thinking this when they're talking about injuries. If McCarthy or Penix or anyone got hurt on Saturday and we could tell it was a season-ending injury and the team still hung on and won their game, are they out of the playoff because we're factoring in injuries? Like,
No.
Where does the scale go when it comes to injuries?
Those teams are not out of the playoff.
That's the point where I think Florida State really got screwed because it's like they still kept winning, but it's just the injury happened earlier.
I think so let's say this. Let's say
Jordan Trent. Okay, sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
Let's say JJ gets injured week 10 or so. Let's say that Michigan has, for whatever reason, let's just say Michigan's already beaten Ohio State and Penn State before the JJ injury. And then Michigan's final two games are Indiana and Purdue. And then Iowa in the championship game. And they kind of squeak those three out. JJ's out. But they're ugly games. You think they're going to put him in? With who's playing quarterback? Jack Tuttle.
Jack Tuttle,
starting quarterback. Michigan struggles against Purdue, Indiana, and Iowa. Somehow wins all three.
But they win every game.
I could see him being left out.
That's the crazy part to me. It's like
Michael Penix gets injured in week 10, they're out. They're not making it.
And they win every game. They beat Oregon.
Well, that's also the thing, though. Florida State's wins are not they're not the same level.
But here's the thing, though, with I understand Alabama
ACC is also bad. That doesn't help their case.
The SEC is not that great this year either.
But Georgia is.
But we don't know. We know the talent on the roster. We know the talent on the roster, and you can talk about what you see with your eyes as much as you want. But the stat that someone that I shared in the group, they were 7-9 versus other Power 5 as a conference. I still think Georgia is good, but when you look at the resumes down the line, Georgia's great, but you look at the resumes down the line, Florida State going to the Swamp and winning their rivalry game tight. Alabama was fully healthy and won on a Hail Mary against Auburn. And then, yes, they go and follow up and beat the number one team in the country. Florida State beats a top 20 team in the country. I understand, but I'm saying it feels dirty that Florida State overcame all adversity and they're like, no, sorry, you just still can't be in.
At the end of the day, they've said since 2014 when it came out that it's supposed to be the four best teams. And they always stuck to that? No. But at least this time they tried to. And everyone's going to be like, well, they just put on their SEC goggles and they just had to put them in, blah, blah, blah. Which is fine. And that's probably true because at the end of the day.
In fairness, Florida State is getting their backup quarterback back. He will be healthy and playing in the.
Another good point, Evan. Another good point.
Their third string was only playing for 1 week because the other kid got a concussion and cheap shotted during the Florida game.
Do you guys think if Florida State listed Jordan Travis as day-to-day this whole time and never said that he was fully done, that they would have made the playoff?
Week by week? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
this big brain stuff, probably illegal. Well, it is. NCAAs doesn't even exist, but
the Big Ten, you can't do that. Because of the new.
No, that'd be smart.
Week to week.
Yeah, you just say,
that's how stupid this sport is. That's why the arguments are so good. I can convince myself of every picture. A big thing for me, though, you asked that question to Evan. The part that's infuriating about the committee is, one, when they talk on national television, they always shoot themselves in the foot. They just sound stupid
shit over and over again.
They always say best teams, but they have not done that over the course of their history. They've always kind of if you look the part and you won enough and you won your title, we're going to put you in.
Although they put Ohio State over TCU because they thought they were better.
Yeah, because of one title game. If we go back though and we look at other years. I'm
TCU
sure we can
didn't
find
get a title
cases.
game that year. I don't think.
No,
Yeah,
they
that's right. They
had
made
a
title
regular
games after
season
that.
game the same week as the conference
Yeah.
championship games. It went from 3 to 6, and they won.
Yeah, they won the last
just-
game they dropped.
If we went through the years, we could find examples of a team that we probably would say that year was better not getting in because they do deserving. To me, it all comes down to if you asked me the question you asked Evan about best teams, I would do this. I would still have Georgia at number 1. I'd have Michigan at 2. I'd have Alabama at 3 and Washington at 4. I think those are the best 4 teams in the entire country. But because the whole best thing, you lose me because all Georgia did this year was lose one game by 3 points. They'd be favored by Texas by over a touchdown.
It's freaking crazy.
You could argue that Georgia
way,
has
man,
a
it
better
is crazy.
argument than Florida State.
Like, if you're going to do
They're
best,
6.
do best. Like, just do it. Just say, sorry, Texas. I know you played them, beat them head to head, but it's just so arbitrary. It's so subjective. It's eye test. It's like what I was trying to explain to Marissa what eye test meant when they said it. She goes, "What's eye test?" I was like, "Oh, it's just subjective. What do you think a team looks like?" Like, that's just what.
It's 14 people sitting in a room that say that they watch college football and they really don't watch college football.
And half of them have allegiances, like Michigan's athletic director and Ohio State's athletic director. Like, there's people. Yes, it's crazy.
Oh, but they leave the room while we're talking about their team.
Yeah.
Not one of them's going to go up to somebody and be like, "Hey, what was said when I was gone?"
And the irritating part, like the bias of a Michigan fan, I think in this case, the 1 and the 2 seed kind of get a raw deal because like you're the 1 seed, your reward is playing a red hot Alabama team who, you know, you can say what they want about them as much as I can say Florida State should have made it. Alabama was really good. They have the best coach of all time. They have one of the best programs of all time. And then Washington doesn't get the Rose Bowl. They have to fly to the Sugar Bowl to play Texas. I know you fly in a week early, but you're not doing the 1 and 2 seed justice by earning that. You're like, hey, here you go. Here's your prize for being 1 and 2. It's like, you can't tell me that if the SEC and ESPN aren't cashing checks with each other, that they would try to get Alabama in. Like if Fox hosted the playoff, I could see Alabama missing. It comes down to the money too.
I think no matter who the SEC champion was, if you put Tennessee in their shoes, you put Florida in their shoes. I think
It's hard to
that team would
overlook
make it
Nick
no matter what.
Saban in Alabama.
I think that team would make it no matter what. I think it's worse because it is Alabama, but I think anytime you get an SEC champion was going to be in the 14 playoff if they had only one loss.
Do you guys think that the BCS rankings were actually not that bad? Do you know what the BCS rankings would have been?
It would put
I
out
have
the
it in
human
front of me.
error. You'd be
No.
like, well, this computer spit out these 2 teams. That was it.
Well,
I don't
let's
know
say
who
the
I
BCS
think
spits out the
Michigan
4. I already have it in front of me. I can see it.
Who
Was it
still runs
Michigan
these?
and-
All right.
Washington,
Michigan 1,
Michigan, and
Washington
Florida
2,
State.
Alabama 3, Florida State 4. Texas would miss. That's what
Well,
the BCS.
BCS was only 2 teams. Just the top 2 teams make the national championship. Everybody else.
I know, but I'm saying if they used the BCS system to pick the 4 teams,
to pick the 4
that's
teams.
what it would have been.
Did you see the ESPN playoff predictor analytics?
Penn
They had
State's
Florida
4.
State like a 90-something% chance to make the playoff,
Oh, that's broken.
like an over 90% chance.
broken.
It's just wild. Like I felt for Mike Norvell in his statement. He's like, you always talk about next man up, and like all our team did was just strap up and figure out ways to win with a third string. And you're like, oh, sorry, you're gonna miss out
Their
on a team
defense
that
is
lost the
very
game.
good, and they have a lot of talent on their offense.
There's no doubt it's not
Yeah.
fair,
100% not fair.
but having the whole system is not fair. It's never
Yeah.
it's never
And
been
it's
fair.
crazy. Like there's always been debates, but I don't know if this is recency bias. I don't think it's ever been this fever pitched where like it was like, oh, what are they gonna do? Because like you've had TCU, Ohio State, but that was like one of the first. That was the first year.
No
wasn't it?
undefeated conference champions ever been left out.
Yeah, it was truly like crazy that it's the last year of this stupid format.
Well,
That
like
they're gonna expand the next
what
year.
idiot in a room was like, yeah, we have Power 5. We have 5 major conferences. Let's do a 14.
Let's
playoff.
only have 4 spots.
How stupid do you have to be to do that? It
And
doesn't
right
make
when
any
they made
sense.
that right when they were doing that, Notre Dame was getting good too. So
They used to
adding all
decide the
that.
national champion by looking in the newspaper the following day.
Yeah, AP poll.
It's a dumb
grown
sport
men
that
got
we
to
love.
vote on.
How
who was
can
the
we
champion.
not figure out how to like have a set system.
What's his? Oh my gosh, Mike Leach had a famous press conference. It was just popping up on my social media feed today. Back in like 2017, you're just making how stupid, like Division One, Double A, whatever we are, major Power Five. How stupid we are on controlling who wins the national championship for you.
But meanwhile,
Everybody
the
above
FCS
us and everybody
does
below
like
us
a
does
20-team
playoffs. And we're the
Yeah,
only team
sure.
that does
High school
that
does
did BCS,
playoffs.
and then the only one that does 14 playoffs.
NFL does playoffs. High school does playoffs.
Oh, then
I still say that
Everything else
and then
does
everybody's
playoffs.
like, well, the 12 seeds never going to win the national championship. You're right. And the 16 seeds never going to win March Madness. But the one time they do upset people, it's fun. The one time a 12 seed upsets a 5
that just
and
means the
makes a
5 wasn't
ball
that
game of
good.
the 12. Correct. People like playoffs. They want the small glimmer
It's the
of
only way to really prove who's the best.
Well, I
I
saw
now
that-
stand by-
Florida State can claim a national championship now if they beat Georgia.
Frick, I would.
that would be sick.
UCF did it once.
They played nobody though. You like FSU actually did beat people. That's what makes it even grosser.
beat
Like, they
Jaden
went.
Daniels. They beat the Heisman
They
Trophy
played.
winner.
They have common wins to Alabama. The sickest thing about Alabama that I was thinking about is like looking at that pass I saw at Jordan Hare Stadium, 4th and 31. If that's just incomplete or his foot's out of bounds, they lose that game. They still beat Georgia by 15 points. They're not even in the playoff because they have 2 losses. That's how arbitrarily dumb this sport is, that you're just one completion away. Even if you still beat the number 1 team in the country, you're dismissed because you have 2 losses. It's just a game of inches, as they say. It's just so stupid, the whole thing.
It's a bad system. It's just a bad system. And Florida State got hosed,
12 is good.
But like also at the same time, I think Alabama deserved to be in 2.
My thing is
Someone's
just
going
like
to be
I said,
upset.
Alabama
If it's
deserves
bad-
to be in for the 4 best teams. Florida State deserves to be in for the most deserving teams.
Yeah. And I would say if you're doing best, Georgia's got to be in there because I would if I'm doing my eye test, Georgia would beat Texas.
But no one gives a shit about your eye test, Grant.
Grant,
That's
right,
They
but
just
in
it's
my,
a mix of best and deserving.
my opinion is always like, well, Texas did beat Alabama. I know they're different teams, but like that game still has to matter some way, some form.
I agree. And that's where I lean more towards if I'm gonna pick either most deserving or best, I would default towards most deserving because I want the games to actually matter. And like,
True.
yes, Alabama is better than Florida State, but I don't want it to ever be where this case where you win every single game, you're a Power 5 champion, and you're just like, no, sorry, that was all. That was all to play in a New Year's Six bowl.
Michigan's actually, I wouldn't say Michigan's lucky because they steamrolled most of everybody. But the years that they've had a poopy schedule, they just gone undefeated and nobody is even talking about it. Like we bitch and moan at the beginning of the year, but look at Michigan's schedule, run the table, undefeated. Nobody says a word about their schedule.
Yeah.
Florida
Off
State
the
runs the
record-
table with two non-conference losses to 2 SEC teams, and they get shafted. Like I'm not playing LSU.
Yeah.
I'm not playing LSU.
Yeah. It's a gross process. I think, I don't know. I mean, the spin zone for Michigan fans, if you're sitting there a little perturbed by it, it's perturbed, is that now if you win at least that game, like there's no asterisk, there's no like, oh, you guys cheated and you had a cupcake playoff. Like you're playing Alabama. You beat Alabama a month of Nick Saban prep. You're pretty bulletproof. Even if you were to lose the title game, which would be devastating, it's still like a big accomplishment to beat Alabama in a game of month prep with Nick Saban. Looking at like it's you get less
Isn't it on
flack.
December 30th? December 30th.
What?
The game's on New Year's Day this year. They're on New Year's Day. It's awesome.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Rose Bowl New Year's Day, the 1st of Monday.
They usually have it on the Saturday. They changed the rule to Saturday.
But I have to go to
After
work
New
on
Year's
the
shit.
second. That's kind of ass.
Me- I would take it off, but yeah, no, it's both games are on the 1st.
Really?
Yeah, it's old school Rose Bowl.
So the championship game is just literally 1 week after that on the 8th.
Yeah, or is it the 9th, Alex? I don't know. You had looked it up.
9th is a Tuesday.
It's on Monday. It's always the Monday.
Okay.
But they changed that rule like a couple years ago that like all the championship games are going to be, the playoff games are going to be on a Saturday before, no matter where it falls. Like the Saturday was on like the 29th the other one year.
I'm not sure why they changed it. I just know they did. I know they wanted to get away with it from New Year's, but yeah, I'm surprised they didn't do Saturday. But yeah, no, it's traditional January 1st, Sugar and Rose Bowl.
It's interesting.
Rose Bowl first. You guys want to hear my butt pucker stat about the Alabama Crimson Tide that I did manual research for? You can correct me if I'm wrong, Alex, if I do any of this math badly.
I'm listening.
I made an Excel doc for it just so I could add up the columns faster.
Wow.
I'm going to do mental
Yeah.
math right here.
It basically was just every year that they've played in the playoff, the first game they've played. So like Saban with a month prep for your team, they are 6-1. They've scored 224 points.
One loss to Ohio
and
State.
Correct.
in the first year ever, and they've allowed 109 with a point differential of positive 115, which is pretty insane.
So over 6 games, 7 games.
7-game sample size plus 115 point differential. It's
Well,
pretty
they played-
absurd.
They played Kelly
So they
Bryant.
win by an average of 16 points every
They
game.
They played
Yeah.
Notre Dame.
Cincinnati.
It's a
They
tall
played
task.
us. They played us. You're
Notre
welcome.
Dame, Cincinnati, Washington, Michigan State.
Well, Grant,
Clemson
30,
once.
Clemson,
30
Ohio
points of that
State.
differential comes from our game, so you're welcome.
They played Cincinnati, Washington,
Yeah, I have the-
and MSU. Those are 3
If you look at
goofy
the
games.
scores here,
And
Dame.
Clemson.
I have
And
the scores listed out. Through the first year was 42-35 loss to Ohio State. Then you got 38-0,
Hmm.
24-7,
That was a Clemson.
24-6. Washington as well in there.
Washington was a year after in 2016. Take that back.
45-34 they won. So a team I think that was Clemson.
Had to be.
Or no, that was
First game?
Oklahoma. That was Oklahoma. They beat Oklahoma. Oklahoma scored 34 points. Probably
They scored a
garbage time.
touchdown late. Yeah, Kyler in the Orange Bowl.
Then 31-14 and then 27-6. So they have just dummied people for a lot of those games.
27-6
Common theme
says
is
in the
that
most recent
their
game was
defense has
27-6.
been suffocating.
Yeah, most recent was 27-6. Yeah.
Who was that? Do you have that name on there?
I could no, I don't have the name.
Year?
I'll look it up.
Cincinnati.
20.
They've
Oh,
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati.
Good call, Alex. Nice pull. Yeah, so
Sauce
if you're
Gardner.
doing the offenses, they've played 7 games. In 4 of them, they've given up a touchdown or less.
Their defense seems to do well with a month of prep with Nick Saban as coach. Very peculiar.
Who's their DC this year?
Nick Saban.
That's the guy that's
Yeah, true.
had
He
his
does.
third stint with the team.
Kevin Steele.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't think it matters who the DC is for Alabama. Even Mel Tucker.
They
got to
popped
do
that up. They popped that up on there earlier.
So if you're listening to that, and let's say you're a neutral observer listener, or you're a Michigan State fan or Ohio State fan, the spread right now, Alabama's getting plus 1.5 points. So
It
if you want
opened
to
at
jump on that prep,
2.5, and it moved to 1.5 within like 5 minutes.
I think, Grant, honestly, some of the prep is actually helping Michigan in this. Is like you had some of those teams that are like schematics wise, but you can't really prep for when you're running power football. Yeah, you can get scheme wise, you can line up in the correct gap or whatnot. But when Michigan's lining up power, it's Jimmy's and Joe's. Are you going to get bullied or are you not going to get bullied? Obviously, there's going to be formations and some of the things that Michigan does spread wise, but when you guys are in heavy personnel, I mean, it's basically just getting lined up right and see who's better up front.
84% of the money line cash is on Alabama. 87%
it's great value.
of the cash is on Alabama plus 1.5.
I mean, I would take money line
January 1st.
minus 102 if I had to. You just take that.
It's plus
There's
102.
nothing worse than being hungover and trying to get motivated.
And
to
I
drink
think
again for
I think
football.
I think people should take it now because I don't think it's going to go in Michigan's favor. I think it's going to go Alabama to favorite by kickoff. I could see Alabama favored by a field goal easily.
Coaching definitely matters in a month of prep, and they have the best one.
What's Harbaugh's record in bowl games? 1-6, 1-7, 0-something
That's bad.
under
It's
Michigan.
not good.
Oh, he won the first.
I don't know.
They beat.
All I care about is 0-2
Florida.
playoff.
Yeah,
Florida in
0-2
the first
playoff.
Jake Rudock did.
Yeah. Lost to Florida State and Dalvin Cook here. That was a great game. Great college football game.
That was actually a great college football game.
R.I.P. Jake Butzleg. That sucked for him.
He's an analyst for
But he's a great
BCN.
commentator.
Yep.
He's a great commentator.
He's okay.
It's not the show to get into the weeds. I would just say this when I'm thinking about this game, like instant reactions, was I've seen Alabama play a few times, once in person. We all know that they've struggled with running quarterbacks. So JJ has to run. It has to be in the game plan, not just improvise. He has to do read options. And if he gets killed, he gets killed. Like, you have to run him in this game to win.
You're getting one boy. Who's your...
I hope his fumble boy habits don't show up.
No, RG3.
Orgy?
Yeah, Orgy.
Alex Orgy? Yeah. It could be an orgy game.
Could be an orgy. Could be a lot of orgies out there.
I'd also say Auburn did have success running the football against Alabama. Like, they popped a couple of runs. I think
Peyton Thorne is
that gives me
another
hope.
level of quarterback, though.
Correct.
No, like the running back. Like, Auburn's running back.
Well, dual threat. Peyton Thorne was more of a dual threat, so they just had to honor.
They have to make them honor JJ like in the first quarter, because in TCU they didn't use him running until the third quarter when they were already down. They need to do it early. And then the last point I think I have is I texted this in the Michigan's chat. I said, just study Georgia over the last 3 years and how they've used Brock Bowers and other tight ends against Alabama with success, because I don't see any Michigan receivers getting much separation against Alabama defensive backs. It's going to have to go through the tight ends for the passing game.
I was just going to say, Alabama's DBs in the SEC title game were locked down. They're just very good.
And I haven't watched that game. I have it recorded. I will watch it at some point between now and then.
Also did nothing.
He's banged up.
Fighting off,
and McConkey was hurt. McConkey was limping, I saw. But
yep.
Roman Wilson maybe gets a couple catches, but I don't see Cornelius Johnson getting any separation. Samaj has some gadgetry. Maybe he could make a couple guys miss, but it's going to have to go through the tight ends and running the ball, which I think they can run it if people come to play, and it's going to be on JJ's legs too.
Do you worry
defensively? That's a whole different can of worms.
Do you worry that Michigan will be like the O-line, D-line, like the trench boys? Do you think they'll be intimidated by the massive Alabama players that they're going to see?
No, I mean, you never know. This also is a good question to lead into bigger picture of just the lead up to this game. Is year one when they made it. It was they walked into the building wearing the run the damn ball shirts. They didn't know what they were getting into. And Alex, we watched that game.
Yeah, it was never even a football game.
coming off of COVID on a gummy, I just was laughing best I could have. I'm N'Kobe Dean, Lewis Cine, that was one of the best defenses in all of college football.
Run the damn ball.
And it was humbling. It was. You when they came out for the coin toss, I think I said to you, Alex, look at Vastardis versus the defensive lineman across from him. This isn't going to
teams. But that could happen again.
And then TCU was, I think they overlooked them. And I think anyone in that building, if you asked them, gun to your head, did you overlook TCU? They'd say yes, because they were cocky in the press conferences. They were 3-5, we'll be fine. They overlooked that team. I guarantee it. This team, you're not overlooking. I think they're going to know they have a huge challenge in front of them. And I think the talent on this team is the deepest it's been, where they do have the hosses to hang in the game. It's just, can you pull it off? They could. I just don't know. But I think if you're looking for positives, for sure they're not going to overlook Alabama. They're not going to go into this game thinking that it's like TCU that they can pull. It's going to be everything they have. They're not even thinking about the championship game. They're just trying to beat this team. And I think they do have hosses, more so on defense than offense. I think they have hosses on defense that could actually put some pressure on Milroe against Alabama's offensive line. But he's so good, he might just Lamar Jackson his way out of everything. That's the problem with him.
Alabama starts a true freshman left tackle.
There you go.
But he's really good.
If you drop Jalen Harrell, he had a nice game, and you drop Sanders still, those guys can hang in this game. I don't think they're going to be overwhelmed by the talent across from them. I could be totally wrong and look like an idiot. I think we have the dudes, NFL caliber dudes, to hang with this team, more so on defense, like I said, than offense. I don't know offensive line. I think they will be good, but this is going to be the toughest people they've ever faced.
Has Michigan... I don't want to get into the weeds about this game either yet because we have a month. But has Michigan faced a running quarterback this year?
Talia.
So no.
And he was good against them. Like that's
So nothing even remotely like Jalen Milroe.
no, because Jalen Milroe's an alien.
Zero
No
running
one's faced
quarterbacks.
Jalen Milroe.
So Jalen Milroe is like Lamar, less polished.
And yeah, we haven't played Jane Downs. Like Jalen Milroe was a game buster.
Yeah, I would worry about that. Anyways,
But he goes to Auburn and they score. Didn't they score 27 points?
yeah.
Whatever.
But like,
It's him scrambling in big plays. That's all.
but they
it
have
is.
a full month to game plan a million things for Jalen Milroe to do.
Tommy Reese. Is it too big for Tommy Reese?
No, because Nick Saban.
I would be more worried.
Mm.
I would be if I was like handicapping this based on the month prep, I'd be more worried about, as a Michigan fan, their defense just coming with a scheme to lock down our offense and we score less than 17 points than their offense scoring 45. I think their offense is what it is. I still stick to the point that if you just take away the deep ball, they're not like Milroe he can't throw like 10 to 20 yard passes. I still will stand by that. Maybe he'll make me look like an idiot. I don't see them scoring like 45. I would see us scoring less than 17 if I had to pick one side of the ball.
I do think Michigan's offenses could be in a world of trouble, especially because they just really haven't looked that great in the last month to begin with. But they have a month to get it worked out. So,
And I think their defense can muck it up. I think their defense is the strength of the team. I think they can muck it up if it came to it. I just don't know how much.
Who are your
Because Milroe's going to
linebackers?
make plays on his own. Junior Colson. He's got he had 2 clubs on, so hopefully his hands free up because he was battling through that. I'd never seen that, double clubs on his hands. He just didn't have any fingers in the game against Iowa. And
you
then
don't have to worry about Iowa passing the ball, so that's okay.
Ernest Hausman, the transfer from Nebraska, and Michael Barrett helps out in there. But they usually just have 2 linebackers on the field. I feel like they'll go more
Gonna need a QB spy.
five
I hope that guy's
DBs.
fast enough.
Probably would be
Hausman.
Colson, Hausman. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know who's faster between the 2. The other side of the ball, Washington, Texas. I feel like that's going to be like a barn burner. I don't know if I'm overlooking that, but that on paper, that seems like the over-under should be like 65, and I think we could actually hit that.
It's a late
between those
game,
2
too.
teams.
You might not have any interest in that football game.
I could be in an airport.
Could be in an airport. Sean McDonough's going to be on that call. Oh,
The over-under is 63.5 right now, whereas the over-under from Michigan is 46.5. So we got about a 20-point difference between these 2 football
Should
games.
be Texas's defense is actually pretty good. So
Washington has like 3 NFL
it's
wide
weird.
receivers,
I
though.
think we all think Washington's going to lose every week, and then they just don't. They're just
They can play
I'm
bully
fully
ball.
in on
they're
them
just like a
winning.
never
I've
die
switched
team. So
out.
now I feel like yes, they have
I'm
to
in.
win.
That Pac-12 game was so impressive. I'm fully in on them
Just-
winning against
I
Texas.
did not know Washington would be able to just pound it down Oregon's throat, but that's exactly what they did, and it was pretty interesting to watch.
And they're plus 4.5 underdogs. If you,
I
were
saw
so
that
inclined
line
to
come
get
on. I was like, "There's no way they're going to do this again.
Texas is favored by 4.5.
They're
doing
going
it
to
again.
make Washington an underdog again."
Do it again.
You know what's stupid though? FanDuel is like ripping people off, and I think sports books everywhere. If you're plus 4.5, why is your money line only plus 146? I feel like that's too short. Like I feel like your money line should be like plus 180 if you're a plus 4.5
Vegas
team.
knows.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know.
Vegas isn't
Any
trying to
thoughts
lose
as a-
I have some thoughts.
Diehard Texas fan, Alex, you
Oh,
can go
yeah.
first if you want.
Xavier Worthy's
The
most
Michigan of
likely
Texas?
out. Xavier Worthy's most likely going to be out for the game.
No, I heard he's going
What'd
to
he
be
do?
back. They
Did you
said
heard?
he's going
Yeah.
to be fine.
At the end of the game,
They said he's going to be
Shouldn't have been
fine.
in.
They said he's going to be fine.
Got rolled up on crutches, boot.
Ooh,
Evan, they put everybody in a boot after a game.
I do hope there's no Michigan injuries like Daxton Hill the first year, like refreshing updates to see if someone's injured the week of the
Steve
game.
Sarkisian
When in practice, I hope
says
there's
he
none of
feels
that.
very confident that he will be playing in the game. So there's that.
Okay, Alex, you just made the
Wow.
playoffs. You need everything that you're going to say. I would say my entire team's healthy.
Right. Jordan Travis week to week.
I think he's fine.
Day to
I think he'll be
day.
fine. I think this is a good chance for Quinn Ewers for us to see if he's actually good. Because I don't really know.
I watched one throw that he threw against Alabama, and I knew he was good.
Are you gonna know?
He just
versus
doesn't look like
Washington's
he's
defense,
like.
though.
I just
Trying,
haven't
like,
watched a lot of
100%.
Quinn Ewers. He just
He
seems
just looks like he's back there nonchalant.
way too nonchalant and calm about everything. He has no emotion. It's terrible. He's like worse than Sam Laporta.
You kind of like that as a quarterback.
He's just like too casual. I just want to see him on the main stage and see if Texas is actually back.
Texas' front seven's pretty solid. I don't know about their secondary, but it's gonna be an interesting matchup between the secondary and Oduze.
Also, Evan, I have to say one thing about Washington to you specifically. Kind of related to the coach search.
Should I plug my ears?
yes, Jonathan Smith was the offensive coordinator
It's
against
nothing,
Alabama.
Nothing to do with Jonathan Smith. Nothing to do with Michigan State. Kalen DeBoer coached at like some random not Division I school for a while. He was like 67-3 there. Then went to Fresno State, was 500, and then went to or above 500, but not crazy. And then went to Washington and is now 24-2 at Washington.
Yeah,
Would
'cause
you
it's
like to make a statement or a comment?
Alex, they don't. Washington doesn't have the resources to hire people like
Listen.
the top caliber.
Just
Alex,
listen.
They got
Just
Michael
listen.
Penix. They got Michael Penix. That's what they want.
Do
Because it
you
took
think-
Indiana's offensive coordinator?
Do you think it's unfair of you to just assume that a guy from a lower level, even though he's a winner, can't win at a bigger Power 5 level? Because Kalen DeBoer is kind of shoving that in your face.
If you get a veteran, experienced
Winners
quarterback,
win. Winners find ways to do that.
if he doesn't have Michael Penix, he is not 24-2 over the last 2 years. That's 100% facts. That's just
But he
plain and
got him.
simple.
And he still has
Correct.
like a very creative offense that does things that we would dream
Correct.
about.
I'm not arguing that point, but the biggest thing that he has is he got one of the best quarterbacks in the transfer portal.
But you
that
think
year.
when Penix is gone, Washington will just float back to non-existent? Or like 9-3?
That's what happened to Washington after Chris Peterson and Jay Browning left.
I'm just saying.
They have NFL talent.
Do you think it's a little
on their
unfair
roster right now.
to just write off people that haven't coached Power 5 because even if they've been winners at the lower level? Or do you think we should pay attention more to the lower level coaches that are 70-6 or whatever they are? Like Lance Leipold.
I'm not saying he got lucky, but I think he found a right situation.
Evan's going with the lucky route. He will not be apologizing, and he will not take coaches that are at a lower level that are winners.
How about Kirk Signetti saying Purdue sucks and Michigan and Ohio State do too? That guy's an electric factory.
I'm very glad that
Leave
is not
Ohio
our
State and
coach.
Michigan out of their mouth because that's just
All he would do is
Midnight
come into East
Field.
Lansing, say those things, and we'd lose 75-0 every year. It would be terrible. I'm glad.
No, I
That
love it.
picture
I'm
of him
all
that I
in
sent
IU.
to is he's an ugly man. With
we're
man
different
titties.
programs. Indiana hires those people. We hire somebody else.
I think he's gonna make them more competitive, and then he'll probably retire in 4 years, but he'll have a successor that's gonna make them. I'm in on that hire. I like that.
I don't know why you like that.
Indiana football's never been good, never will be good.
That is true. Indiana's
sick, though,
actually never been good at football ever. Ever.
I think they have a chance.
They've never
to be
had like a
more
good
respectable.
season ever.
In the 80s.
COVID year, but doesn't count.
80s.
Have they
We
ever
beat
won a
them
Rose
to
Bowl?
go to the. We beat them to go to the.
Have they
Rose
ever
Bowl.
been to a Rose Bowl?
No.
Have they ever been
We
to
beat
a
'em.
New Year's Six
Lorenzo
type of game?
White had 42 rushing attempts in the football game, and we beat them to go to the Rose Bowl over them.
Dude, speaking of Rose Bowl and just thinking about the colors, playoff colors, uniform matchups, pretty sick this year.
Traditional.
I like both.
Wear
ways.
your traditional,
Yeah.
Grant. Wear your traditional.
I think
Michigan
they'll wear
will
blue
be at
pants.
home.
I think
You guys
Michigan
will
will
be
go
home.
blue yellow. They better go blue yellow.
No, they'll go blue. They'll be blue.
looks
It'll be
like
blue
shit.
versus white.
Because blue yellow against TCU was disaster.
Blue looks
So
like
it'll be
shit.
Are you guys?
And then
gonna
they'll
be-
go white. I think
You
it'll
know
look
what the-
really good.
You
Blue
know what
versus
Michigan
white.
fans are going to be wearing? Are they going to be like fans? Or are you guys going to have like? Are you guys going to be more yellow or are you going to be more blue?
Did you guys know Lee,
Just wear your brightest, biggest bet shirt.
Lee Corso was the head coach of Indiana for
Look.
9 years?
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, I'm
So
looking
was
through their
Jerry
seasons.
DiNardo.
They're terrible.
Jerry DiNardo was.
Dude,
too,
they're
though.
terrible.
Look, yeah.
Like,
They're a
guess
basketball
the
school.
highest win total.
Well, COVID year, they had
COVID.
like
He won like coach of the. Tommy Allen won coach of the year.
COVID year, they went 6-2.
Michael Penix was out of bounds against Penn State in that game.
COVID year, they were
Such a cool play,
6-2.
such a cool play. He's still in school. It's crazy.
The most wins they've ever had in a season is 9
He's still
in
school.
1960.
How old is Jalen Milroe? I was curious about this the other day. He's 20.
8 wins is the max
JJ
of an
and
Indiana
Milroe.
football program.
Alex, I don't give a
That's how
shit
shitty
about
they are, and you
football
think that
history.
they're going to be good all of a sudden.
I think they'll be solid. They'll be pesky under him. It's a great hire. They couldn't have done
They're
better.
legitimately like a Division II football program. There was more
to go
1 in
from Tom
11
Allen-
seasons than there was 8-win seasons.
Hold up, though. To go from Tom Allen to a team that is coaching a top 25 team is a fantastic hire and speaks to the Big Ten TV deal. That was a great hire from Indiana football.
It was, I guess. But at the same
amazing
time,
hire.
like
You
no one
couldn't-
wanted the James Madison coach because he's 78 years old. So
Not 78
We don't.
grand.
We don't
yes,
know that.
we do know
We
that.
don't know what
We
other
do know
jobs.
that.
How do we know?
Because he did. He
Who
would have
told you
taken
that?
any job other than James Madison, Grant. Don't you think if he got a better
How do you
offer
know?
than Indiana, he would have taken it? Why would you go
Yeah.
to Indiana to die?
No, I think this speaks to like the no divisions in the Big Ten because it's more competitive now that they don't. Have
I'm
to
telling
play
you, this
the
dude
East every
wasn't
year,
wanting
and
it.
you get the TV deal.
He would
I
have
don't
taken
know. He's
any.
a top 25 coach.
He would have taken any Power 5 job. He's old as shit.
Just too damn old.
62. You can coach for 4 years and build a program up and like teach them how
Coach
to win.
for 3 years and then leave.
And then
Yeah,
all your
they just-
kids that you just recruited transfers.
But they need to know how to win there. They don't know how to
You
win.
think
And
this
they never
62-year-old knows how to
Never will
recruit?
learn.
I guess just how to do the right things. Like Tom Allen probably doesn't know how to do the
He
right
was
things.
an
Like, this guy will tell
original
him how to,
member
like,
of Nick Saban's staff in 2007 at Alabama. This dude is
yeah,
ancient.
Cignetti's been around. It's a good hire.
Ancient.
Yeah, but
I'm in on
what
IU
is
football.
he gonna do that's gonna like separate himself? From
Nothing.
Indiana?
You can't recruit there.
Like,
That they offered the number
Like,
one
what do
player,
you-
number one
what are you gonna,
quarterback in
like,
the class, guys. They
build
might get
something
him.
into the wall. You have a really good offense. You have a really good defense. Like, what is it?
And he brought all
I
his
don't know.
he
What is
brought
it?
all his
I've never
James
watched James
Madison
Madison play.
assistants with him. I'm sure those guys are all ready to jump into the best conference in America.
Dude, they just all just doubled their money. Yes, I would go live in Bloomington before I get fired in a couple years.
You guys just hated on it. It's crazy.
Dude, they're
though.
gonna-
Like, that's
they're
a
gonna
great
be
hire. for
terrible.
IU.
They are one of the worst programs.
I
of
just
all time
looked,
in the
Grant.
big. They are.
There's more
They're
2
dog shit.
and 1 win seasons than there are 8 win seasons.
They can't sell out their stadium.
But it's a good hire.
It's an ass. It doesn't matter who they hire. Is our point.
It doesn't matter.
They're just gonna suck no matter who they get.
All right, but like they were
got a guy
throwing
that-
out Mike Hart. This is a way better hire than Mike Hart.
I would argue you have a better chance with a younger guy at Indiana who might stay for a while.
To do what though? To your point, they're capped. Like this is a good hire.
He wasn't
Try to see what
wanted.
happens.
No one wanted him.
That's not even.
It
true.
is true.
That's not true.
It's true.
He's a top 20. He has a team in the top 25. That's really good.
I think Michigan State would beat them.
James Madison.
Yeah.
No.
No, you lost to IU, didn't you?
No, we didn't lose to those scrubs.
We beat Indiana.
We
All
beat
right.
that ass.
The year before.
Yeah, well,
The year before you
anything under
lost.
Mel Tucker doesn't
Yes.
count.
Tom Allen was running around on Spartan Stadium's field with his hands
It's
up.
the
like he
greatest
couldn't
win in
believe it.
program history for Indiana.
Oh, you beat him by 3. Let's relax. All right, you'd lose to James Madison. I know
Well,
that.
we have 40
Well, we would
scouts.
lose
Well,
to
we,
James
at the
Madison.
moment, we have like 10 players on our team. So, yes.
This season you would have. Back half of the year if you
shoot.
played in
Speaking
November.
of
you
that,
would've.
Alex,
Michigan State played in the
Transfer
West.
portal opens up tomorrow.
10 wins.
Yeah, officially.
All right, maybe 9. Bad news on that front. I'll tell you later.
Well,
Well,
yeah,
geez.
we're not going to get that many people. We're going to suck next year.
No, that's premature, Evan. You gotta wait till you see the roster. This is not a Michigan State football discussion, Grant. Please carry on.
Great. Yeah, sorry.
We mentioned it briefly. I do think it's a little. We've reached the point 3 years now where we're kind of glossing over it. I will say though, I know to the outside world, championship Saturday for Michigan is super boring because it's like Iowa was never going to score. But it is a great moment as a fan to see the culmination,
fan.
watch the celebration. Like as a fan, I eat that all up. Like you just want to see what people say on the
I
stage. You wanna
refuse to
see
watch
all
the
the
Samaj
interviews.
Morgan interview because I heard it's very uncomfortable, so I didn't watch it.
No, it's funny. He's a funny kid.
I didn't watch
It is. I thought he was going to say something bad because he's like, I don't know, he just
I
talks
think I
shit.
watched 4
and he's
plays of the
very
second
funny.
half of that game.
I checked the box score every few minutes, and I saw that Iowa was going 3 and out every single time, and then I would turn it off. Credit
Like
to
all the
Iowa's
cringy
defense.
stuff
They
of-
played tough.
All the stuff of, yeah, no, they're really good.
Our defensive coordinator, Phil Parker.
Oh, our defense.
Their defense is
If
good.
we get
But
him, Grant,
they just did the
buckle
classic
up.
thing. I'm excited. Iowa just did the thing where like they can't make mistakes, and I think Michigan had 3 turnovers and returned a kick 87 yards. They didn't
Yeah,
score,
Iowa to
but
Iowa.
Samaj Morgan took it. Yeah, Iowa. And also, Mikey Sanders still tweeted it out, but he deserves a call out here too. You can't talk about the best players on defense in Michigan history without talking about Mikey
We know
Sanders
you
still.
tweeted
He
it.
is insane. and the
best
fact that he started as a
players
wide
in
receiver,
Michigan football history.
Must not have a
yeah,
great
you have
history.
to talk about Mikey Sanders still. Well, they got a good history, but
Just
I'm
because he has a
saying
few interceptions
without-
in 2 seasons? Because he made that huge play
he's
against
way
Ohio
better.
State?
Way better than Jabril Peppers ever was.
Well, yeah, Jabril was all
Well,
hype.
Jabril Peppers is one of the most overrated college prospects of all time. Grant, we know that.
Well, Evan, that's your bias. He was a good
No,
football player
that
at
wasn't
Michigan.
that bias. That is 100%.
Grant, actually,
fact. That's not backing up
statistically-
to other people.
Statistically, he is like the most overrated college football player ever created.
Alex,
I've gone through the stats
Alex,
and I showed them to you. They're terrible.
we've watched his highlights together in Birmingham. You're like, wow, I guess he was a lot better.
No.
than
I know he
back.
has the
He's-
talent and he's a good player. No one's disputing that, but like
He played both ways. He was like Travis Hunter.
he's not. Well, we don't know. Travis Hunter's
Travis Hunter's
He's
also
better than Travis
overrated.
Hunter.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't watch after the first 3 games, but the first
At
3
least you're
games with Travis
consistent.
Hunter
Evan.
was
At least you're
really electric.
consistent.
He got killed by a Colorado State kid. It doesn't count.
He got hit hard.
I'm
in
just
his lung
saying.
collapse. Where actually a football pads and it wouldn't happen.
If you are making a list of the top 10 defensive players in Michigan history,
I don't
again, I'm
think
not
that he's
alive.
going to
Top
get
10
on
list.
there.
I'm putting him on there. I am. He's that
Charles
good.
Woodson,
Time and time again, he makes plays. On
Aiden
there.
Hutchinson,
On there. Brandon Graham. On there.
Lamar Woodley.
On there.
That's 4.
I don't even know anybody else.
I'm too young, but I'm just saying in my lifetime, he's better than Dax Hill. He's better than a bunch of people that came before him.
Is he better than
I don't know about
Dax Hill?
I don't know about pro career. I don't know what his ceiling is in the pros.
Very
But what he
low.
did on the football field and what
Devin
what
Bush,
he meant to the team.
Chase Winovich.
All the kid does is make plays.
Chase
He won the
Winovich.
MVP of the Big Ten championship game.
Chase Winovich was so good, dude.
Brandon Graham, Mark Messner, Tom Curtis, Ron Simpkins, Dave Brown,
I don't know any
Trip
of these people.
Trip Welburn, Lamar Woodley, Charles
Did Mike Sanders still
Woodson,
make first team All Big Ten, Grant?
Leon Hall. I remember him. He's a corner. He played for the Bengals.
I think he should. I don't know. He should have if he didn't. He won the MVP though. of the
All right,
game.
looking through these top
Oh, the
10
Big Ten championship
defense
game?
players, I didn't know any of them. So
Yeah, he was the MVP of the game. Forced 2 fumbles.
The Nickelodeon Nicktoon Kids Award. Congrats.
The MVP matters.
Oh, the Big Ten championship game versus a 10-2 Iowa team that averages 12 points a game.
they gave Connor
Flyers
Cook the
their
MVP
offensive
in the
coordinator?
second Big Ten championship game. We scored like 5 points.
Grant, they hit 63 and outs on the year and they led the Division One.
We were right behind them.
We
Good
hit
defense.
59.
Finally come back. Good defense.
Michigan State almost should have beat Iowa if Noah Kim wasn't
Correct.
playing quarterback. That's how poopy they are.
It is crazy.
Harlan Barnett wasn't our head
Another-
coach. We beat Iowa.
It is crazy that they're throwing the stat around that Harbaugh is the first coach to win do a three-peat for outright titles in the Big Ten in the history of the Big Ten. That was kind of wild to me. I thought there would have been another team along the way that would have done that, or coach.
And
that
Michigan
would have
State
done
ruined that for Urban Meyer.
Or Meyer got
Nice. Thank you guys.
When Michigan State's good, we keep peace in the Big Ten so that this stuff doesn't happen. But when we're bad, this is what
We
happens.
don't have to worry about it. I don't think we'll win the Big Ten for a while. We'll just have to get in the playoff as like the 12 or 11 seed.
Evan, the goal is no longer to win the Big Ten; it's to be number 12.
Correct. It's literally just getting the playoff.
All Big Ten coaches, center still was second team, media first.
Oh, second team coaches
Coaches.
is not top 10 defensive player of all time.
Coaches don't know ball because Tom Allen's voting.
You see,
Someone
Michigan
got to
State
vote and
had a
get
selection. Punter.
No, I didn't.
We are punter you.
Yeah, because he had so much practice.
Second team though.
Yeah, but punter
Oh.
you.
Never. Yeah, because Iowa's punter got number 1.
Yeah.
Also, Ross Ells
All right.
benched that guy that won second team all conference.
Alex, we're not talking
And
about him anymore.
That
He's
guy
dead.
fumbled against Rutgers,
He's gone.
and that's why we lost.
Also the I would say what I was expecting of the Petiti Harbaugh interactions was a letdown. It wasn't. They were civil with each
Then
other.
why did
so.
you tweet a picture out that he was coming after him?
Well, because so that picture came out and I was jazzed. I'm like, oh my God, Harbaugh got in his face and points his finger. The video got released today. It was a very like normal interaction, and he was just saying, "Can you hand it to Zach Zinter instead
So
of me?"
you
That's all it
partook
was.
in the blue wall yesterday. You disgust me.
I just retweeted a
you
photo that
disgust
came out
me.
first.
Go
I
to our
retweeted-
Twitter right now and undo that retweet now.
Or how about this? I'll just retweet the real video.
Yeah. And say, I'm sorry for promoting the blue wall. That was a shameful move by me.
No, I was full blue wall. I loved when Harbaugh said bet into the mic. I was full blue Kool-Aid Grant last
Jim
night.
today.
He said that into the
on
mic.
Jim today on ESPN.
They said, like,
well,
Yeah.
our
I mean,
phrase
you got to see the clip. You'd hate
I'm
it.
not watching it.
is
I
bet,
get pissed off.
but I'm not really sure what that means. I'd have to look it up. But to me, it means just our team coming together. So Jim doesn't actually know what it means.
Yeah, what did he say? Ben texted about it. He was laughing. He's like, his stupid acronyms. No, Klatt was like, Jim, you're the first ever coach to win 3 outright titles in a row. What would you like to say? He just goes, bet.
Bet.
Jim said that bet means bring everyone together.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like the team coming
That's
together.
not what it means.
That's what it means to him because he didn't know what it meant.
No, that's not what it means. I don't care.
Grown men, we have
When
to
do I order
stop
my-
the grown men wearing bet shirts.
When do I order my
It is
sweatshirt?
out of control. It's embarrassing if you're a grown man
Bet.
wearing a shirt that says bet. It's embarrassing.
I agree.
Honestly, Grant, if
18
you
years or
wore
younger.
one, it's embarrassing.
I agree. 18 years or younger.
It should be like 14 and under.
No, high schoolers, you can wear it.
Yeah, I'll just think you're a loser.
College you can wear it too, honestly. After college, no.
45 and up? Absolutely not. And that is the biggest group of people wearing that.
Evan, I'm going to do something to Alex here that's dirty, but I'm going to do it. Talking for the guy who impulse
I was
purchased
hammered.
the Mel Tucker smoking cigar
Evan has one
hoodie
too.
of the
I
COVID
bought
game.
one too.
Evan has one too.
Mine's in my trash, actually.
You
I threw
got
mine
this.
away. It's over.
I also
I don't
also
credit
don't
to
have
you.
it either. I got rid of it.
I had to throw my Peach Bowl championship sweatshirt away too.
No.
No,
That was
Kenny
real.
Walker's.
It literally says "Tuck" coming on the back of it.
Oh, yeah, gotta get rid of it.
Oh.
It's over.
Can you peel it off? Can you like tape it?
I might be able
Paint it?
to. I might be able to paint it. I don't fucking
Burn it
know.
off?
It's over. It's a Spartan eating a peach, and then underneath it, it's just ruined because it says "Tuck" coming.
With the peach too. That's ironic.
Smith
He is an
coming.
ass man. He is an ass man.
So if I buy a bet shirt, Alex, you can't make any
Well,
jokes.
first of all,
Just tell me you're
I'm
not
not
wearing
gonna
that
see,
during
by
the
the way.
Rose Bowl, Grant.
Grant, it's a little different.
No,
too.
no, I just wear my dry fit.
Barely. Evan was still in college. We
I
were
was still in
barely out of college.
All right, so fair for Evan, not fair
I
for
was
you,
like
Alex.
it was like
College or
8 months out
younger.
of college.
Nope. And for a year that didn't count. That's the crazy
It
thing.
counted. That year
I
counted.
was also
Or was he national
drunk.
champion
It was a
that year?
drunk purchase.
Crazy that Ohio State went to the finals at 5-0. They just won 5 games.
That
That's really what they
season doesn't count.
Yeah, they had an asterisk that
had.
year.
Agreed.
That season does not count.
But
Dude, some teams played 3 games. It doesn't count. It can't count.
Let's move into NFL Week 13.
Let's just get into it.
One question. Yeah, let's get into it. My one question. Are you guys all back in on the hunt for the number 1 seed after the Eagles?
I was never in on
49ers
that.
can have it.
I was never in on that.
Evan, you're gonna lay
I
down.
forgot-
We're
team,
not
that's
getting
what
the
Debo's-
1 seed.
I saw Debo Samuel.
You're wrong.
You're wrong. We had a 4% chance to start the day. Now we have like a 14% chance. We don't deserve the 1 seed, Grant.
Stonks.
We're not the best team in the NFC, and that's just a fact.
Not even
that-
really close.
Deserving, it doesn't matter.
We're not playing. We're not
You
playing
luck
good
into
football
it.
right now.
That's not the question, Evan.
Our defense,
defense
is not playing.
ass.
I say that.
It's terrible.
21-0, most dangerous lead in football, though.
It's basically a 3-goal lead. It's brutal.
It really is. It's 3 goals. Anything else from the national before we go into our own team?
Yes. Yes. The 49ers and Eagles are a different level than us. Just get it in your head now. Not even close. We'd get
Well, I think we can still get the
we'd
1
get
seed.
spanked by either of them in the playoffs.
At
We're
home.
going
yes.
to get spanked by him.
If we play either of them in the playoffs, I don't care where it is. We're losing by 14 or
We're
more.
playing both of them on. Well, I guess there's a chance we play the 49ers at home.
You guys got negative fast. You don't even think like the Eagles got blown out though at home. That doesn't take them a little bit away from you.
No, Grant. Who is going to cover AJ Brown and Devontae Smith?
Cam Sutton, one of them.
What is Jerry Jacobs going to do?
Didn't want to say the second part of the question. So I don't know who's going to cover the other one.
Are we going to get pressure against the Eagles' number 1 offensive line in the
Mobile
NFL?
quarterback, Alex.
Jalen Hurts is going to
Pascal looked better
sit
today.
in that pocket for hours. That might be like one of he could sit in the pocket probably for 14 minutes. We would never get home. And then he'll just run for 44 yards.
But you just need a couple lucky interceptions.
He doesn't even have to throw it. He can just sit there and wait until someone is wide open.
Or we run the ball and shrink the game.
Not if Frank Ragnow's hurt.
I know. That's a
He's
huge.
hurt?
All right. Well, let me just do the
Yeah,
one
we went
seed.
from 5 yards to carry to
Yeah.
3.2 after he exited the game.
Oh,
Yeah, we'll get into that, Evan. I just want to make my last case for the 1 seed, just so people. I need more people on my side.
It's fun that you think this. We have to win
But
out.
it's real,
first of
though.
all.
Okay,
And
so
we play Dallas in
let me-
Dallas.
let me
We're
get
not
through
winning that
this.
game. Sorry, Evan.
We don't have to win out. We don't have to
Yes,
win
you
out.
do.
No.
yes, you do.
So right now,
Definitely need to win out.
the Eagles are 10-2.
If we lose a game,
There's 3 teams at
49ers have 3 losses.
Yeah.
We're not.
So
All right, maybe you have to win out. I think you can lose 1 game and have a chance.
to Dallas by
I
35 in Dallas.
I don't think San Francisco's going to lose another game.
Well, I just put up their schedule.
Just
They play the Seahawks again.
We'll just say
They're most likely. They play the Seahawks next
Well,
week.
that's at home.
win.
It's at home. But they've won 4 in a row.
Win.
They're due for a loss.
They already lost their 3 games
Next
of
game.
the year.
At
Win.
Cardinals, that's a win.
Next game.
Home versus Ravens. That could be a loss.
That one could be dicey.
I hope that one gets flexed to Sunday night.
Okay.
What day is
Next
that
game.
on?
It's already Monday night, though. Christmas, 8:15.
Christmas Day.
That's staying.
That
Yeah, that's,
That's
nice.
Monday night.
12:25.
Christmas is on a Monday, isn't it? Or is it on a Sunday?
Yes. Yeah, that's beautiful,
I didn't
actually.
see it.
Oh.
And then Commanders, Rams.
Win
Yeah.
win.
Commanders.
Eagles
Okay.
schedule.
So
Play
wait,
the Cowboys
2
next
potential
weekend.
losses, maybe 1. So they could get to 4
They
losses.
have max 1 loss in there.
Okay, so 4 losses.
I think the Eagles play the Seahawks on Monday.
13-4.
Okay.
You see a scenario
Yeah,
where the
fine.
Detroit Lions are 13-4,
Yes.
even
Yeah, I
after
do.
this last month of football.
Yeah.
We're on one of these guys.
Eagles schedule. First of all, they play at Cowboys, so one of those teams has to lose. We would probably want the Cowboys to win that
No.
one to get everyone down to 3 losses. Yes.
No.
You
Doesn't
don't
really
want the
matter
Eagles to
what
keep
the
having
Cowboys
2
or Eagles
losses.
do. Only one of them can be ahead of us, even if they.
I
both
would
have better
want the
records.
Eagles to win. I don't want the Cowboys to win because if the Cowboys somehow win the division, and then Philly has
Eagles
to come
have to
to
come to
Ford
us
Field,
in the divisional round. Oh my god, we'd get destroyed.
All right, guys, we're still focused on the 1 seed
Sorry.
hunt, though. For 1 seed hunt, we want the Cowboys to win the game.
I guess.
I
So
guess
Dallas can beat us.
Then the Eagles have to go to the Seahawks,
win.
and then they finish with the Giants
Win.
twice, and then
Win.
the Cardinals.
They're winning out.
They could
They're
lose to the
winning
Giants
out.
once.
No,
divisional
Eagles are
game.
winning
Tommy
DeVito.
Yeah, Tommy Cheeseballs.
Eagles are going 15
No,
and 2.
they're not losing to the Giants unless they rest somebody.
All right, well, if they're 15 and 2, then we
The
can't
absolute
bring it
worst
to you guys.
scenario for the Eagles is 14-3.
Correct.
You don't have to worry about the Cowboys Eagles thing, Evan, because the Cowboys schedules is brutal.
Really?
They have Eagles
Loss.
at Buffalo.
Buffalo's cheeks.
Buffalo gets
At
up for
Miami.
big games, though.
Win.
They play at Miami.
So you have them going. You have them going at Buffalo at
Miami
Miami
hasn't
winning both.
beat
If so,
a
they
team
should win a
above
Super Bowl.
500 this year.
Dallas
All right,
only has
we'll
one
see.
win over a team.
Home-
500,
Actually, that's
Seattle,
true.
and they're 500.
It'd be an interesting game.
Home
Win.
Detroit
I feel very
Seattle-
good about that.
Seattle
Command-
targeted Bland, who is
at
the best player.
Commanders.
It's just crazy how many touchdowns he has, Evan. That's all.
He sits on out routes in zone coverage, and the quarterbacks are ass, and they throw it to him.
But to actually crib every pick you get is pretty crazy.
Trevon Diggs.
Trevon Diggs didn't crib every pick. That's the only.
Correct.
I'm just saying he's the greatest
Because he's sitting
returner
on
of an
out routes,
interception
and
I've
there's
ever
nobody there.
I would take Bland over Jacobs right
Same, because Jacobs is not seatbelt gang.
Nobody's seatbelt game. We're supposed to get
Hey,
what's his name back?
No, but think about
Breaking
that.
news.
CJ GJ is supposed to come back.
now. Eagles.
Yeah, CJ will be back in the regular season.
Oh, we're
Confirmed.
good then. 1 seed. 1 seed. No, Eagles, Buffalo, Miami, Detroit, Washington. That's not an easy stretch to end.
We need to play Dallas. I forgot.
Yeah,
what
we're gonna get in Jerry's
we're
world.
winning that game. We're winning that game. We can run the ball better than they can. We're gonna muck up the game.
And then our schedule.
Evan,
Our
we-
schedule is Bears,
Micah
Broncos,
Parsons
Vikings,
is going
Cowboys,
to kill
Vikings.
Jared Goff. It's going to be awful.
Alex,
to
we're
watch.
running the football.
Yeah, he might.
We're
We
running
can't block.
the
We can't
football.
pass protect all of a sudden.
Alex, play action pass.
My God, Green Bay's good. They're beating the Chiefs 14-6 at halftime.
Green Bay's gonna get in as a wild card.
Let's
The
get
wild
into
card
our
hunt in the
game.
NFC is very exciting. A bunch of bad teams.
I would still be pissed if I was
To Alex's
14-5 or whatever. I don't even 13 and can't do the math. 12-5 if I'm Dallas hypothetically, and I have to go 7-10 Atlanta team.
Yeah, that's the NFL hasn't figured that out for like the last 10 years.
still
They just are stubborn and keep it the
They
same
won't
way.
do it.
Winning your
They won't
division
do it.
matters. Something the NCAA doesn't care about.
Saints had to go to the Marshawn Lynch and he had the Beastquake and they got knocked out to a below 500 team.
It is awesome.
It's just that's the NFL, but it wasn't cool. Our game, we beat the Saints 33-28. Big take. The Saints kind of pissed me off. Are the Saints kind of a team that's easy to hate because they were just doing stuff in this game that just pissed me off about
I
them.
did not feel
Give me
that
some
way
examples.
watching.
Like they're a infuriating team to watch. Their offense is like Mickey Mouse BS.
Their
It's
players
just
hate their offense.
Well, that's Pete Carmichael for you.
like gadget plays, and then Jamal Williams was talking shit with Brian
Well,
Branch, and I want Brian Branch to punch
Grant,
him
did
in
you
the
see what
face.
Jamal did to Brian?
No, I
Oh.
did not.
Well,
I didn't see the replay.
Brian
I didn't
Branch
see a
blitzed
replay.
and Jamal pancaked his ass. Bad. Like, absolutely, like,
All right,
welcome
well,
to the NFL moment for Brian Branch. And so
Wow.
then Brian was
Did not see
probably, his
that.
pride was hurting, so then he was probably talking shit. Jamal, like, yeah, full on pancaked his
All
ass
right.
to the ground. It's funny. But I'm not a Jamal.
Did they show that on the broadcast?
They showed it right after that.
Oh damn!
Because
saw
I was
them
ready.
John and
I
it
was
a
ready
fight.
to say that Jamal was a piece of shit. but
Hell yeah!
it's it's just Taysom Hill. It's just annoying. It's annoying that when he comes in at quarterback,
And then
you know he's probably going to run like 90% chance, and he still gets 8 yards. It was infuriating watching that over and over again.
Like, yeah, they're just a Mickey Mouse team. Like, they run this dink and dunk offense, and they go for one deep play per quarter, and that's their entire offense.
Also, Jameis is
it's tough to
so
watch.
bad. My God, he's terrible. Oh my God, dude, he's bad.
I kept saying, like, I was like, be a good boy, Jameis. Throw a pick for us.
Did he
Do what
try?
you do.
He's,
Do your thing, Jameis.
he's so
tried.
terrible. Like, he just looks like he's a little lost out there.
Evan, have you seen highlights of this
No,
game?
I haven't had time.
Wait till you see the Olave near touch. Or did they score on that, or did they not score
scored
on
right
that
after
play?
that.
The tip.
I was
Wait till you see the Brian Branch
That's
tip.
We should have
To
won
Olave.
by an
It is-
additional 7 points, but Jameis threw one what would have been an interception, and Branch tipped it into Olave's hands. And that was the Jameis experience. Daryl Johnson was shitting on Jameis, and he was just like, I can't believe they're bringing this guy out here.
Daryl said something stupid too. I remember like cursing his name. He said something stupid. I was like,
what was
is he
pissing
talking
me
about?
off?
I forget what it was.
I have a
but-
gripe, and this is not fantasy football related. But Gibbs had half the carries of Montgomery and had more yards than Montgomery. Why don't we just play him more? And then Daryl Johnson on the broadcast is like, well, David Montgomery is just one of those guys where, you get him the ball and it gets the team going. Well, he's running for 2 yards a carry. That's not getting me going. Can we put the running back that's better in? Wow. Like, it's not hard.
I think the point when you say that, what sticks out to me is that once our offensive lineman gets an injury, which happens every game, it feels like, Gibbs is a better back for that because when Sorsdahl whiffs on a block, Gibbs is more likely to.
Bad. Dude, he's on
He's
the
a rookie.
ground every
He's a rookie.
play. Every single play,
He's
I
a
see
rookie.
him picking his dusty ass off the field.
Dusty ass.
And I love him. He's trying his best,
battling
but
out there, but he's not doing well.
bad Packers game. They mentioned that on the
Benched.
broadcast, and then they had that one play action play where Goff. Was it the 2-point conversion or was it a third and goal? But he just completely whiffed on the 3 check.
So
just
bad.
whiffed on
It
him.
was
And Goff had to roll out of the pocket
If
to
you
his
watch
left
that game,
and
he
threw
was
one over
on
DPJ's
the
head.
all the time. He's just laying there.
But to the point, if that is your case, Gibbs should be the running back more because he can make at least that guy miss. Montgomery's not making that guy miss. He's good at taking what is there and he can read the holes better. Gibbs can make a guy miss
Like
and
he
make
did
something out of
early in the
nothing,
game,
which
for that 30-yard run.
once Ragnar went down, it was a completely different team, which was jarring to me, which makes sense. He's an all-pro center. He's one of the best centers he's
take
probably
it for
second
granted.
best center behind Kelsey in the entire NFL. And then you think like, okay, Glasgow's good, but now he has to play center. And then you bring in a rookie to play
Sorsdal,
guard.
My God.
Everything went, and it's Jackson's first game back
But he's
from
hurt
being
every
hurt.
game,
Everything
so,
went
like-
downhill.
We need Vitae back.
He's not coming back.
No, our starting line with Glasgow and Jackson and Ragnar,
Yeah,
was
yeah, but
perfect.
they're
like that
not-
line that started the
they
game
played-
was perfect.
I think that was the first time they've played together this whole year. And it lasted 2 quarters.
Yeah. It sucks. I'm sure other teams have the same injury problems, but
Our
I really feel
O-line
their
is
offensive
always
line
hurt,
doomed
dude.
and cursed.
Always. And Gibbs still had 8 carries for 60 yards. And Montgomery had like 16 carries for 50 yards. What are we doing?
18 for 56 and a touchdown.
Over double. Gibbs is more explosive. Everybody and their mother knows it.
Agreed. Jared missed a few throws, but Jared played pretty good.
I feel bad for Jared.
That was
because
my
he
takeaway from the game.
is running around for his life, it seems like, every team we play now.
And
He's
so
dog shit slow. But he stepped up well in the pocket today, and he didn't look that slow.
And God rest his soul, his hands are so small. He always keeps 2 hands on the ball when he's scrambling, and it's so slow. He never like you see Josh Allen run around, he's like faking.
Yeah,
and-
Jared can't do that. He can't palm
Jared's
the
always
football.
like Jared's always like this when he runs around the pocket. He's like
Also, Jared doesn't
It's
throw a
absurd.
tight spiral. It's weird.
Depends on the
A
play.
lot of times he does not.
Well, the Montgomery slow-mo play was a bad look, but he was scrambling again on that
No, yeah,
play.
he's running around for his life back there. Our pass protection has been ass for 3 weeks.
Yeah. Well, especially the second half of the game once Ragnar
Since
was
the
down.
Ravens game, our pass protection has been terrible.
Other notables, I mean, if you did the series, it's the Laporta game. This was just like
He's pretty
Top-
good.
top
He's Travis
3
Kelce.
tight end in the NFL type game. He was just breaking off routes at the stem, as they say. Evan, you're going to love watching that back. Just snapping off routes against linebackers. They could do nothing about
he's
it.
elite.
Safeties as well. Could do nothing about it. Multiple catches. They
I
moved
saw
the
some
chains.
funny stat today
Um,
about Sam Laporta. He
Funny
has
stat.
6 touchdowns this year. He had 5 in his career under Brian Ferentz at Iowa. What a waste by
Wow.
Iowa football.
They flashed that graphic on the TV like halfway through the game. I want to see where he's at right now when it comes to most receiving yards by a
He's going to
rookie
have
tight
the
end.
most receptions by a rookie tight end ever. He's only like 19 off right now.
Most receptions, you said?
Not yet.
Yeah, he's yards. He's got 679. Mike Ditka had the most. In 14 games, he had over 1,000, which
Yeah, I
is
don't-
bananas.
Laporta's
Whenever
not
Mike
getting
Ditka
to
played.
1,000.
In 1961, Mike Ditka was an absolute weapon.
I don't think Laporta's getting to 1,000.
Keith Jackson has 81 catches. Sam Laporta has 64 after today with 5 games left.
Yeah, he'll beat that. He had, like 10 today?
Could beat that. He had a lot. Yeah, 10 for like 140. No, 9 for 140 and a tutty.
Really.
Just a disgusting performance
awesome.
by him. Ben Johnson also in his bag had him wide open on these sweet little wheel routes.
Jameson Williams, give him his
Um,
credit. Dude is fast as shit.
Did he only have 1 catch? He had a tough
He
catch
did.
again
He had
in
a
the first
catch.
part of the game.
And then he had the touchdown. We don't get him very involved.
No, I would like to see
I
more.
think he's ready now. I'm ready to
Because
see
it's
him
just-
do more.
Just so. Yeah, I think like or like
He plays a
I think
lot.
they're off.
He's
I think
on the
he's
field
like.
a lot now,
Mhm.
which is good.
This was a weird game though. When you look at our receivers though, Laporta had 9 catches. The next highest was Amon-Ra with 2. So
He
there
did
wasn't
nothing
much passing in this game. Like got the reverse. Defensively, Jack Campbell.
Good football player.
Jack Campbell took a lot of crap last week. Everyone panicked. Anzalone's down, but the man stepped up. He was everywhere today, and maybe he makes a few mistakes here and there. But 2 tackles for loss, 9 tackles led the team. He
He laid
was
some shots,
everywhere
too.
today.
Some big fill, like run smashes. It was pretty good.
Yeah, and like when like Hutch would slow down a play on the end, like Campbell was always there to like clean.
Campbell
it up
even
and make
cleaned
sure the
up
runner
Foster
went down. He
Moreau
played a
after he was rolling
fantastic
on the
game.
ground, and he just smashed him anyways, even though he was already laying on the ground.
Yeah.
Just a football guy that loves contact.
Dude. Brian Branch, disgusting pick. The kid just has ball skills, as they say. He just knows
He's
how to
just
catch
good.
a football.
He's just pretty good. Now, can we do the stock down
Tip,
portion?
not his fault. Yeah.
No, one more stock up.
What is
Bruce
it?
Irvin, good pass rusher. Good pass rusher.
Yeah.
Sack
Yeah,
and,
and I- you
and
know
the
what?
one he got the
I'm
roughing
fine
the
with this.
passer
I'm
on. He killed
But
Derek
if you're
Carr.
going to do that, knock the QB out of the game. He knocked him out of the game. If you're going to do that, do that.
It was actually
Yeah.
a textbook hit. I can't believe. Well, I mean, I get the new rule, but it was a pretty awesome hit. Just spanked him.
He did, though, like, I know the body weight rule. He did.
Yeah, he
put his
didn't stop.
entire body weight onto his.
I thought Brad's
chest.
text was pretty funny. He hasn't played football since the 1900s, so he didn't know. He
That
didn't
was
know.
legal then.
But he looks sick. He looks like he
Um,
could be decent.
I mean, really, the biggest play of the game, I thought, was when the Saints just fumbled the handoff. Like,
Dude,
they
even
fumbled the
Derek
snap
Carr
handoff
was
exchange. and we
looking
fell
up.
out of it.
He's like, oh my God. Like, he thought he had the ball still. Like, that was terrible. They gifted us. They gifted us 14 points in this game. The
Yeah.
Brian Branch pick
Yeah,
was
'cause the first
hit
one-
Juwan Johnson in the hands. He had 3 drops. That guy alone. The Saints are a
Yeah.
bad football team.
Yeah, they are. That fumble was That because it was what? It was 27-21. We just kicked a field goal. They get the ball back, a chance to go take the lead. They had scored like their last 2 drives, touchdowns. They fumble the first play on a handoff.
They fumbled the snap.
And then we score.
Didn't even get it out in the NFL.
Yeah. And then you go up 33-21, missed the 2-point conversion. That hurt. I thought that was going to cost us.
Then you had the interception that turned into an Olave 35-yard catch, and they scored a touchdown.
Oh, Jerry Jacobs, you're saying?
Yeah.
Interception?
Yeah.
Like would have been?
And then
fumble, we score, then they score.
Bold call. We
turnover
threw the
on
ball on
downs,
third
end
down
game.
instead of running the clock down to under a minute. But we got it. Could have been bold.
What play was that?
When we got the game-clinching third down, we threw it.
Oh, third and
if
9.
we didn't, and that was incomplete, they would have got the ball back with like a minute and a half versus we could have ran it down under a minute and then kick a field goal or punt it or whatever we were going to do. I don't remember where we were on the field.
Third and 9 at the New Orleans 46.
So yeah, I guess you could have.
Golf pass
Delay
to
game.
Reynolds. I'm surprised we threw it. I'm surprised we didn't
Game
run
punt.
it twice.
But knowing Dan Campbell, if you got any yards on the run, Alex, we would have just went for it anyways.
The good news, Evan, we didn't do any stupid fake punts. And we
Sounds
took
like we didn't have
we
to
took
punt that
a
much.
field goal, even though he sent the unit out on 4th and 9 in the red zone, and I was like, "Holy shit, Dan! I think this is a kick situation." It just ran it down to a
No,
delay game.
you're misremembering. 4th and 4.
Oh,
They ran out for the
4th
fake.
and 9.
Like the snap count.
But it was a
Yeah.
long 4th and
Yeah.
4, and it wasn't like at the goal line. It was at like the 15-yard line.
Yeah, it was at the 8. 4th and 4 at the 8. They ran out the team to fake like they were going to
I
snap
thought
it.
for sure we
Didn't
were
get
gonna
on a jump and then kick
run
a
it
field
I
goal.
haven't
not
seen
get
that
it.
work all year
It's
for
gonna be
any team.
Disappointing.
Yeah, the fake snap count doesn't really work that much these days.
It worked. I think it worked. The Lions did it successfully this year against like Carolina or some shitty team like that.
The Chiefs?
No, the Chiefs are a
Maybe
very
the Chiefs.
disciplined, good football team.
I mean, I don't really know what to make of this.
I think the
game.
Lions are
I'll
kind
be
of not
honest.
that great, and they are just finding ways to win. So credit to them. But I think, and if anybody has realistic
I guess-
expectations, they shouldn't be very. They're not a Super Bowl caliber football team right now.
Like, you're still dead on the fact they couldn't make the Super Bowl.
I would be stunned. I mean, we can't stop anybody. The Saints are like one of the worst offenses in the NFL, and they put up almost 30.
Yeah. Well, if we're not the 1 seed, I'd be stunned if we make the Super Bowl. If we make the 1 seed, I could be convinced.
You'd have to win 2 games.
Yeah, that could happen. Them winning 3, that seems hard to do.
I think they can win 1, and it's if they're the 2. If they get the 3 seed, they're probably going to lose their only playoff game because they'll play Dallas.
Does that mean you?
No.
Oh, you host the
You
best
host
wild card
Dallas.
team?
The 5th. Dallas is going to
Oh
The
yeah,
NFC
Dallas
South
is
no matter
playing
what.
NFC South. So I don't know, Seattle.
No, if we get the 3, I actually play the 6 seed.
Seattle, LA, Minnesota. So I guess you could win 1 year.
Packers again.
Oh wait, I do like though that they came out hot after a clunker on Thanksgiving. I will not take that away from them. They showed up to play.
21-0 in 7 minutes has only happened 3 times. So that was pretty cool. It's not
Yeah.
great to watch shitty teams come back on you because you like fall asleep, but it's the NFL.
How nasty was that leg break?
It was really gross. I saw it fully
That was
live.
gross.
I was like, oh my God, that dude's leg just snapped. And then he started
Haven't
yelling.
seen a video of it yet. Haven't
You
seen
could
a
hear
video
him
yet, but
screaming
I've seen
it.
people's reactions to it, and it's not good.
You can hear him like screaming, and the Joe Davis is like, yeah, there must be a serious injury down there. He's in a lot of pain. He's yelling. I'm like, Joe, his leg is in half. It was literally like, yeah, it was like bent over. Oh my God, it was disgusting.
I'll watch it. I'll find it tonight.
In the moment, I was like, "Oh, that's bad." And it was one of those things where he was off the field. I'm like, Are they going to stop the game for a long time because of this, or is this one of those things where like next
It
man up,
rolls
you got to
on.
keep playing, and they stopped it for a
10-minute
long time.
delay.
It was a long
because he was like
break
right
to like
next to the
get a
sideline.
substitute in. Yeah,
It was gross. The yelling
was
made
there.
him
It was like
really bad.
I didn't really hear it because I was flying through the game to catch up from Rewind. So I was
So
flying
he just
through that.
he just
but
starts.
I can only
You
imagine
fool!
it's
You
gonna
see it because like the cameras like are following
He's not
the
a player. Those,
So you
I
can
don't know how
see
NFL I
his
don't know how
legs
players do it.
snapped over, and then I'm like,
Players
holy
don't-
shit!
Yeah, it was an aerial
And then-
shot
and
down
then he
of
starts
him on the
yelling.
ground.
It's
So
just
then
players don't-
my brain
He's like
went
hand was
to if we were playing in the NFL, how fast would we break our legs? Because this is just an average dude, and his legs snap like a pretzel the one time he gets hit.
Yeah, but he was standing still though.
I'm just saying, if I was
Standing
running
still.
and I got tackled by like Chris Jones, my leg's probably breaking.
I don't think so. You've been tackled before.
I don't know.
You
Depends on where
would
he
your
hits
body would brace it even though you wouldn't know it.
If I was running back and,
blindsided?
and someone was coming full speed from the other side, I don't see it.
No, your leg would have to be planted to do that.
It could be.
Alex. That's the
It could
thing.
be.
his
Yeah,
leg
I
is
take
planted.
one step on my
Perfect
left,
timing.
and then you just see this
Could be perfect timing.
Just
You would be screaming
Sad
bloody
image.
murder.
Oh, I'd pass out probably. I wouldn't scream.
quick hitting questions here from a friend of the podcast. One of them is from Mitch. He said, who is the realistic starting quarterback for MSU next year? Any intel from the boards or thoughts on who's starting? Or I guess who's going to be
I know
in
Before
the-
Alex speaks, it's going to be a transfer because we have nobody left. It's going to be a transfer.
It has to be. You actually don't have any quarterbacks.
We have our backup, whoever our backup was
It's
last.
crazy.
Andrew Shofar, walk on QB.
Yeah. Yep.
It's a 50% chance it's Aiden Childs, 50% chance it's someone else.
50.
Dante Moore.
No, Dante Moore, I'm not buying that. Aiden Childs has basically already told Jonathan Smith he's coming to Michigan State. It's just he's not allowed to say that because he's going to play in the bowl game because DJU is not going to be there. He could probably start the bowl game.
Oh, you're going to get to see him play? That's awesome.
Unless he
What bowl
enters
game were they
tomorrow.
in?
I don't know. I didn't see it.
Yeah, Evans. Yeah, it might be one of the most
Also,
watched bowl games
really
of the year.
weird. Our D line coach is staying with Oregon State until after the bowl game. It seems really strange. But
Probably like some people.
Just
Did we
respect.
get that running back coach? Because I saw that. I
Yes.
looked up. I saw the staff was announced by Oregon State, and he was still on the staff. The running
no,
back coach.
he's in East Lansing.
I want to see like graphics of like the coaching staff before I like.
Just go to their
am convinced that
Twitters.
they're actually.
They have changed their Twitters to show that they're Michigan State coaches. Who's Oregon State playing? Notre
Yeah,
Dame
that's what I'm looking up.
in the Sun Bowl.
Oh. Ew.
Whoa. Big competition.
Yeah, so we might get to watch our starting
he's
quarterback. And
He's a true freshman.
He plays every third series of every game. He's
Huh?
played in every single game, the third
That's-
series of every single game.
Alex, they're actually playing the Tony the
Really?
Tiger Sun Bowl. Actually, thank you.
Yeah, Jonathan Smith said that when he gets to Oregon State, Aiden Childs, because of the talent he has, he will get to play in every single game. And he was
On
true to that.
CBS.
Even in the Washington and Oregon games, he played the third series.
On CBS at 2:00.
Wow.
So a 50% chance it's him, 50% chance it's
It's a Friday.
some other transfer quarterback.
You may want him to actually struggle in that game so other teams don't come
Other
calling.
teams are calling him Grant.
Okay.
Yes, he's a top 100 recruit who doesn't have a coach. Yes, teams are calling him.
No contact. No
If
contact.
he enters the portal with non-contact, then you know your answer. We tampered.
Let's do listener Sam's true or false game. We'll just fly through these.
All of these.
This was from last week, though. So if any of these are outdated, it's because they were last week and I just didn't have time. True or false? Brad Holmes wasted this year by not getting
False.
another pass rusher.
I don't think he wasted this year. I think we've
very
now have realized that we're
overdramatic.
how many weeks into the year? 12 weeks into the season.
Brad just knew
This
we weren't
team is
Super Bowl
not
caliber.
Super Bowl caliber. But I still think you could have worked the cap around to trade and sign one of the top 2 pass rushers that were available.
Bruce Irvin, guys. He had a sack today.
That's not the long-term
And a
answer.
QB pressure.
Pressures don't
say
mean
false
anything.
because I wasted
QB hit.
too hard of a term.
QB knockdown
knockdown, baby.
and roughing the passer in the process because he mutilated Derek Carr.
Actually, roughing the passers, you don't get QB hit credit
Bullshit.
anymore. if
He
it's
broke
accepted.
Derek Carr's elbow.
So the fact.
Wait till you see that.
Jim Harbaugh will not be coaching Michigan next year. True or false?
Is the
I'm gonna
Bears
say
job open?
Because we do this every single year. We've
I
been
don't
doing
know.
this all the time, and he's always coming back. So,
Yeah, I'll go false.
but if it would be 1 year to leave, it would be this year.
Well, we said that last year.
No, but
But even
he
more
knew
so now.
what his team was coming back.
I think false. But he hasn't signed a contract.
I'll go true.
Oh,
Grant is on the
the
Michigan message
State
boards.
kids are saying, "Oh,
No, subscription canceled on the 28th of November.
Shit.
I'm out.
It was good information you were providing.
I want to see what
All I do
want
is
to see what
keep
those
hearing, though-
whiny little what's had to say about Alabama being the."
Oh, we have to play that. What a terrible reward.
Probably was I just keep hearing, oh, the contract is making great progress.
Yeah, they're
It's been making
lying.
great progress for the last 3 months.
How do you keep making progress on a contract for 3 months? Oh, got you another
Same
dollar,
thing, oh, no, it's
Jim.
literally hugging.
Let's try to get one more
The
tomorrow.
president's out there hugging
Wearing
Blake Corum.
jersey.
To get the contract done.
That is a squid, dude.
No, well, people can make fun of that, and I've seen people make fun of it. If anyone's lying, if they wouldn't want their president to be that devoted to athletics,
it's cool that
that's
he's,
sweet.
like,
you want that.
Obsessed, but we've talked about grown men wearing jerseys of college kids. And so it's a little weird.
Red Wings will make a playoff
False.
run. True or
A
false?
playoff run or the playoffs? There's a difference.
They're not making a run.
I think playoff run means like making a run to make the playoffs.
What?
Or a playoff run
I
is
don't
like
know.
you
Playoff
make a
run is like
in the
win a
playoffs.
series.
I think they'll win a series. True.
False.
I think they can win a series.
Do you think they will?
We haven't
I'm not even
seen Kaner
ready
yet.
to say
Kaner
they'll
might
make the
be
playoffs
nasty.
yet. So I'll go false.
Loser. Lions will have more wins than the Pistons. True or false?
False. I think the Pistons
I
finished
think
with
that's
14
because I don't think
If we win our playoff game,
good for
Alex,
you. I don't.
I think they won 14 last year.
I think
15 last year.
I don't think they're winning more than 12, and I think the Lions can win 12
Holy
games. So
shit,
I feel
that's
good about a minimum of a
embarrassing.
push.
I go false.
No, they're bad, and we don't have time for it on this show. But I can't wait for the show when it dies down, where we can just
False.
rip them a new one because they are disgusting.
Lions are headed.
True or false? MSU will miss March
False.
Madness. False. They're just true or false. Michigan will play in the national championship
False.
game.
Well, at this point, we know the answer of who they play. So I'm going to go false.
He said parentheses. Unfortunately, I'll go true just because I have
It's fair. It's big of you.
to. Michigan basketball will have a better record than MSU.
false.
They've already lost 4 games. False.
Michigan's lost 4.
False, but I did like what I saw
They've lost like
against
3 in
Oregon.
a row.
They went to the wire against them. I wish
They
they would have
lost
won
to
that one.
someone bad.
Long
Did
Beach
you guys
State.
see the video of Oregon's practice facility?
No.
Oregon has money.
They have Nike
I'll
dollars.
send you it. No.
No.
I'm gonna say this will be the last thing you guys look at is
Break it
this
for it, go ahead.
video clip, and then we'll cut it. This is not to be believed. Like what Oregon practices in every day.
All the bowls and
I'm
spreads,
going.
Alex.
Okay.
Wow, you're getting called out.
We don't do spreads.
For bowls, we don't.
I'm not wasting that much time going through every single game and finding the spread for
Alex, you have
that.
so much time you could do it.
No, I do not, Evan.
Alex, it sounds like you didn't do anything.
Yeah, the Dynamo
Saturday,
eliminated.
So you could do
Well,
it on
Saturday I did not do anything, and I couldn't do it then. The Bulls weren't announced.
All right, I just sent it. Look at that. Look at that practice.
That is
facility.
pretty cool. It was
It's
very
spooky,
cool.
to be honest.
I would go there every day.
Kind of with my vision shooting.
Yeah, I think so too. Like that
would be-
perception.
it's like just looking into a white abyss.
Pretty sexy.
It is a
it's
hot gym.
Yeah.
Or we would be Oregon recruits. We would get there. We would get there, and we would never leave.
Probably.
In an alternate
Depends,
universe.
though. Do they have babes? Cheers.
They probably do.
Cheers.
Cheers to episode 144. To team 144 for Cody with the
Oh,
K.
no, cheers to that.